You guys someone want to recap where we were last time?
Well, we were in the ruins, and me, s6e8, and
Jam.
Jam. God, I forgot your name. Sorry, Jam. Were in the underground part where the origin story was, and then Fee and the Minotaur and old Azadi dude Mandela had just took care of the scouts up top.
Medalla and
Mandala.
Resoluto.
Raz, that's his name.
And Grintook was somewhere.
I don't mention Gintuck. He's wherever.
Cheeky is going to faint imminently.
Yeah, Fee and Raz and Medalla, mostly Fee and Medalla, took care of some of the scouts that had appeared. There's only a handful of them. Medalla said, "This is bad news. There is probably a swarm on the way." And I guess we were just waiting to see what you were going to do, because I think Fee or someone ran down to tell the rest of you that there was scarabs.
Yeah,
Fee was running down to tell us, but he got lost and found the mirror.
Oh, that's right.
was
Yeah,
having, like-
found the mirror, and then he reached out to touch it, and his finger started going through it as if it was don't want to say liquid, but you know.
Mario 64 painting.
Yeah, like the Matrix or any number of things that depict this, like Mercury or something like that. Your fingers like going through it. Yeah.
Yeah, so people in the tomb don't know what's happened up top at the moment.
Okay, so
we don't know exactly, but Fee did like run in and yell at something, like we were under attack or something.
Yeah,
at one point.
I did yell in the corridor. Yeah.
Yeah, you said the echo.
He's yelling, but you heard the echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody did react to it, if I remember right.
I was going to do something, but then like the fight scene was going so smoothly, I never wanted to like actually interrupt it.
Right, but what was it you wanted to do?
I was gonna teleport s6e8 up top with my shadow walk, and then go back down below to finish my. I was like,
so you're going to teleport up top just to spite him?
Well, we don't know that it's insects, you know,
right?
Like, but between him and Jam,
he was thinking he could be helpful.
Yeah, okay. Between him and Jam and we're under attack, I'll pick s6e8 to go help over Jam. No offense to Jam.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're thinking that you would have done that, then let's say that happened. So you come out top. Obviously, there's no like shadows of the dunes really, but in the shadow of the facade of the temple at the front.
I figured we'd be like right at the entrance or something, still like on
the
inside.
I mean, you can see those shadows there in the image that kind of gives an indication of the sort of areas you might pop out. Okay. And you've probably come out, this is post, someone can sort of yell and making a commotion to draw the attention. So you're just going to see maybe a body of an insect with this giant arrow sticking out of it. Probably Medalla walking over and putting one foot on the thing's skull, crushing the skull, and then yanking the arrow out of his body.
Yeah. Cheeky is going to be paralyzed for a moment, stricken with extreme fear. Start having some heart palpitations, struggling to breathe for a short minute.
Do you want to
turn around and go like, it's not there. It's not there.
Yeah, do you want to give me a force roll just to maintain your composure? Because I mean, the thing is dead, and clearly not going to hurt you or anything.
That's
like
7.
That. Yeah, so I mean, you're not like falling unconscious with fright. Because the thing is dead, the immediate danger is over. It's just seeing it at a distance and sort of recognising it for what it is, making you unsteady. Perhaps take a stress just to.
Yes, that's just fine. It's dead. It can't hurt you. It's not moving. It is dead. It is. Okay. Be calm. Remain calm.
Yeah, you turn around, to calm yourself, and Drakan's already disappeared back into shadow, and you just hear Medalla shouting from behind you, "Weakling, come help me gather the bodies."
No, thank you.
They release a pheromone. It will attract some others. We must hide them. quick, bring me a shovel.
Hey, moment.
Bring me a shovel from the camels.
I'll quickly run to the camels, grab a shovel, throw it to him without even looking.
Just hurl it over the sand dune.
Yeah. Grab my whatever magic ink and magic paper I've got left, run back in the temple, start writing some burning talismans as quickly as possible.
Who threw this shovel at me?
Raz is like picking one apart and biting chunks out of it. This shovel just comes over the arc of the dune and smacks him in the back. This is definitely something you'd expect Grint to be doing.
Do you challenge me, Ghost Shovel? Looking around, seeing nobody around.
Yeah, and there's absolutely nobody there.
Raz just challenges the shovel to a fight. And just picks it up and throws it back in the direction it came from. That it probably came from.
Drac does that, goes back down to the chamber where Jam is sat. Let me just put using different things here if this will work.
Wait, different things here?
Yeah, being in different scenes. I'm still trying to work out how you do this properly. Right, and that's Fidget. Yeah, so you three are like in the temple, the others are outside. I suppose Shiki ran back inside as well. And maybe not all the way down.
Also,
He's just staying in the entrance so he can.
Yeah, I've got you in a different chamber. You're a little further up than him.
Jam does have keen hearing as well, so I think she'll know something's going on, but is now just confused that Draken's come back. So, what was that about?
I don't know. Under attack, like there was like a insect on the ground. They got it under control.
Do they?
Well, they weren't fighting anymore when I went up there.
We can't do much down here without Shiki anyway. I can't read these properly.
Well, that's why I'm taking copies of everything. We can read them on our own time.
Well, I'll leave you to that, and I'll go see what's happening.
Do you have a supplies or invention gear, Drac?
Yeah, I still have plenty left of both.
You want to scrub one off, just as like parchment and charcoal or something to take like rubbings of the hieroglyphs.
Yeah, I'll take some adventuring gear off.
Yeah, so Jam will start climbing up the way we descended.
Okay. Fee, after you've encountered the mirror, what do you do? Or are you still experimenting with the mirror?
Well, at first my priority was to gather up everybody to explain the situation that the swarm might be on our way. And yeah, I probably got lost in the mirror looking, and maybe I lost even the perception of time. How much time did I spend there? Maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It feels like the mirror is calling me in a way, and I'm anxious because at first I find it weird, but like there is more to that. And when I touch the mirror, feeling the surface being liquidy that I can point through, I just don't know what to do. So I'm standing there looking at the mirror and reflecting on from the inside. What do I feel? What kind of connection with the mirror? Something like that.
I'm not sure about how it feels a connection, but it doesn't frighten you. I mean, it's unusual and it's something you've never seen before, but it doesn't feel dangerous or intimidating.
Yeah, but I don't know if that mirror is maybe magical and I shouldn't be touching it, or is it something else?
Well, I mean, there's definitely, it doesn't, I mean, it looks like a normal mirror, you know, just standard, but obviously the way you're interacting with it, this is not normal. It's clearly something magical is going on with it.
So yeah, I suppose Jam will come and see me looking at the mirror, and I will stop her and ask Jam if she can touch the mirror. Does she see something odd about the mirror?
Does this have something to do with the insects?
Oh, the insects. Yeah. Sorry. That's why I was calling everybody. I got lost looking at this mirror. Never mind. We can talk about the mirror later. We are in grave danger. We've encountered the scouting party of the insects. Now the swarm might be on their way towards us. So we need to go as soon as possible.
I think Jam's just going to approach and like tap the mirror to see if it's done something to you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a very large. The most unusual thing probably that strikes you, Jam, is that it's not been broken after being lying there for however long, when everything else is like shattered and broken and all the rest of it. And you also come and just tap it with your nail, and it just seems like a solid, ordinary mirror.
Yes. Well, the insects, the can told me they'd gone. Is it still an emergency?
Oh yes. Like I said, this is just a scouting party. I mean, that's what Bedala told me. Probably he's the one having, more experience than me, and he says that probably the swarm will be on their way. Did you feel something touching the mirror?
The glass? What took your focus about it so much?
Well, my fingers went through it like it's no ordinary mirror. Look, I'm gonna show you. And Fee will touch the mirror to see if he can penetrate with his fingertips through the mirror.
Did you take this as the trait thing for your upgrade?
Yeah. I didn't know how to call it, so I just named it mirror/reflection walk.
Yeah, sure. So as you reach out and you touch the mirror, your fingers sink through it as if it's not a solid surface. It just feels like, I don't want to say like ice, it's not that kind of cold burning sensation, but it is a very sort of cold, tingly sensation as your fingers go through it.
You see, Jam? You see it? I can penetrate the mirror.
I think I feel like go over and try and like press into where his arm is going in to see if it's like the middle of it opens up or something.
No, I mean, your fingers can be
Yeah.
right next to his fingers, and yours will stop solid while his passes through.
Yeah, and you've never done this before, I take it.
Fee shakes his head. No, never. But it doesn't feel strange in a way. I cannot fully explain it.
Is your arm okay?
Yes, it's just a tingling sensation, like there is something on the other side. But Jam, let's leave this mirror talk. There are more pressing matters at hand. We must leave now.
Right. We can test that again once the insects are gone.
I don't know what to do, Jam, because obviously we cannot outrun them. And we will either hide or fighting is not an option with the full swarm of the insects. It would be a suicide. So maybe only hiding. I don't know. That's why I wanted to gather everybody up to see.
Well, Madala will know, won't he? He'll have dealt with this before. I hope.
I don't know the way he is these last few days. I think he is a little bit suicidal, if you ask me.
True, but he's duty sworn to protect us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Jam, where is everybody else? We need to gather up. We need to talk about the insects.
I think you saw them before me. The can came back down. The rest of them I thought were on the surface.
No, I haven't seen Drakan. He didn't pass. I only saw you passing.
Well, he must have passed when you were distracted by the mirror.
Yeah, probably.
Understandable, really. But come on, let's get going.
Let's go.
Right, so you descend through the other passageway back to where Drac is, and he's still scrubbing away, copying and taking notes of all the writings and murals that he's discovered down here.
Wow.
We need to discuss what's going to happen. The swarm is apparently coming back. You didn't mention that.
Well, I didn't ask any questions. I just saw that they weren't fighting anymore.
Well, we need to get back to the surface and talk to Madala.
Okay.
If you
I'm gonna try to like remember where I left off at because I'm planning on coming back here.
yeah.
And sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. You're good.
I love the implied distrust there, Bird, as well.
It's less distrust and more just being pissy about it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it just like builds into it, man. Yeah, I mean, you just ascend, you will find Shiki just a little ways in from the entrance, you know, scribbling away at some of his like parchments that he's done previously.
Burns with fire. Burns with fire.
Yeah.
Burns with fire.
Yeah,
Burns with fire.
He's obviously going to seem kind of shaken.
Well, at least somebody gets to keep writing.
The balls aren't going anywhere, I assume. In fact, we might need to hole up in here.
One can only hope.
So Medalla, we're all here now. What are our options?
Medalla is up on the dune still, because I mean this is not taking more than a minute or so of your time. He's up there with Raz. I don't know if Raz is actually doing anything or if he's just standing there. But Medalla will be like burying the bodies in the sand, trying to hide the scent, so the other scouts are not alerted to their presence.
Yeah, Drakan. Shiki, are you okay?
What? Fine. Yeah, we're all fine. We're all fine. Everything is fine. We're currently dead.
You need
No
to
more
focus
bugs
right
here.
now. The bugs are
Yes.
on their way. We are in great danger. We just took out the scouting party. We don't know how much time do we have, but fighting is obviously not an option against the swarm. What are we gonna do?
He's just
We
here.
need to ask Medalla.
Sorry, here you go.
We need to ask Medalla. What are our options?
Yeah, as you're saying this, you just hear a yell from above you. Watch out below! And then this, not a huge body, but maybe a sort of a 5 foot long body of one of these scout creatures is just thrown from the top of the temple. It lands in the ground in front of the entrance.
Is he looking at the entrance as this happening, or is he not?
I imagine you're facing inwards and you're talking to them, so you just hear the sound of it hitting the ground.
I'm not turning back. I'm not turning back. I'm not turning back. Okay.
Raz and
So-
Medalla presently kind of just like slide down the side of the temple facing and then come to the entrance. Medalla is quite sweaty from exerting himself. He puts his bow and the shovel to one side. I have worse news, my friends. This scout is a juvenile. That means that it has been hatched freshly. This only happens when they have gathered in great numbers.
Fee, if you go into my bag, there will be some insect repelling salts. Gather, take as much of it as you can. Help Medalla to bury these things. That'll hopefully mask the scent or deter them from coming to the scent.
We must cover ourselves in their blood so they don't smell us.
Yeah, no, thank you. What? I'm not gonna go.
No,
that
that's
far.
the opposite. That's the opposite, Raz. That is the opposite.
That's like the weakling one is correct. To cover yourself in their scent would be the worst thing. It would only attract them.
But it would make a greater fight.
Okay.
Or
We either need to.
I could just hide us. Would everyone prefer that? If we can just hide?
Yes. Best idea ever. All hide in the ruins.
You are sure
Lord
you can
Dracan,
hide
you-
from these creatures? There will be many of them, and they will no doubt investigate every crevice.
I have a spell for it. Don't worry.
I can assure you he does. So, as long as they do not find the remains of their kin, they shouldn't search too hard, possibly avoid the spell. If we barricade ourselves into the ruins, hopefully they'll not create us there, and we can all, maybe survive this.
Medalla
Hurry.
crosses,
We must eat them so there's no remains.
Medalla crosses his arms and stares out across the sand for a moment. Sorry, Drac.
I was just gonna say hide the body and I'll get the spell going. It's simple.
Very well, my friends. If you are confident that you can secrete yourselves, I will take this body and I will ride it across the desert.
No, Medalla. I'm trying to grab him behind me without looking. Don't. We need you here. We need you to guide us out the desert. We can't get out here without you.
But someone must return to the city to warn them. If there is a great swarm on the way, they must know.
Well then, just leave the body and go by yourself. No need to attract attention. I promise you, they won't.
Yeah,
find
you don't
us.
want to attract them to the city, Medalla.
But I can take the body and move it away from here to buy you extra time.
I promise you, it won't.
Then you're just leading them to the city. They're going to follow your scent. Don't. You don't need to kill yourself for us.
I know the desert well, my friend. I will take them in a different direction in order to buy us all some time and then backtrack.
Yes.
How many days did it take us to get here, and how fast do you think you can ride?
It took us
Then how
about.
fast do you think
Okay,
they
so-
can fly?
It takes you about 10 days or so to get here.
Yeah, but she's also asking him that
Okay,
because
so is it? I can ride faster when I'm not escorting my friends here. No offense, but I had to go much slower with you in tow.
but faster than these creatures can fly.
We have probably half a day or so head start on them if this is a scouting party. If I leave now, I can keep pace.
Lord Dracan, excuse us for a minute. I'll grab Drac, or try and convince him come zone.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Whisper to Drac, how far can you shadow walk and take people?
I've never really tried to take someone a far distance. Myself, I can go pretty far though.
We established previously it's about 100 yards or so.
Yeah, 100 yards, but like I can do that repeatedly. So
Not far enough to escape.
well, again, you have to think it's just like a split second. That's 100 yards in 1 second, 100 yards in another second.
Well, I mean,
100 yards
if we
in another
remember when you do it though, you're going into the shadow realm, and walking the corridors there. Obviously, the time passes differently, so it is faster in the real world. But you go there and you have to travel to the right shadow, then you exit. And you can do that repeatedly, as long as there are shadows connecting, the passageways.
Right. As long as there's a shadow where I need to be.
It's a desert.
There are shadows everywhere in the desert. It's the dunes.
Dunes, rocks, the odd tree, yeah. Depends on the time of day and stuff like that, yeah.
Could I move the whole party? No, but could I move one person across the desert faster than we could ride camels? Probably.
Worst case scenario, we can evacuate at least one or two of us.
While the other's talking about that, Raz is just out there encouraging Medalla to go on this journey and fight a good final battle.
Do you know your way out of your vids?
Oh yeah, we just gotta go. Where are we going again? To those the short people, right?
Grantuk walks up in between the middle of you all and says, "Well, I'd like to say it was nice knowing you all, but I hate you. Come on, Medalla, I got my gold packed."
But anyway, back to s6e. I have a different spell. There's no need for us to flee. As long as I cast it correctly, they won't find us.
Yes. No. I'm just considering future scenarios.
Come on, Raz, are we going or what?
Well, there's a
Where are we
reason
going?
I made it out and no one else did.
We're getting out of here, aren't we?
No, dear Goblin, we are not going out. We are fortifying in. That includes you, Medalla.
We cannot leave Medalla go alone. And he's our guide. We cannot stay here without Medalla either.
Medalla, if we
Our only
manage
option is to hide in in here. It's the
If
only
we
option we
manage-
have for all of us to survive.
If we manage to lock ourselves in the tomb, well, hopefully not our tomb, how long do you think the swarm would stay?
Well, if it's as big as we think it is, it'll probably pass in about a week.
Medalla, if you're right on that.
Well, I mean, Medalla considered, likely, assuming they do not detect the presence of their scouts, they will investigate as they pass over. Now, we do not know the size of the swarm, so this could be anything from a few minutes to a few hours. But they will certainly investigate anything that's here. So I should definitely take the camels with me as well, I think.
We're not going anywhere. The camels will come inside. We'll hold up here as long as it takes. We've got ways, if like some accidents happen, we have ways of escaping. Just please, everyone, stay together. Try and stay calm. Try and stay calm.
What was the
They're
roll
all-
for, Drac?
They're all arguing, and I'm just going to cast a spell because I'm tired of waiting. That was what that roll was for.
Did you want to do that this early when it's half a day away?
It will last, and it doesn't say there's like it's for one whole day, so it's a 24-hour period.
You don't want to cast it this early though, when it's the last a
Again,
while.
It'll last one whole day, 24-hour period. So if they're only 12 hours away, then that's 12 hours while they're here, right?
And I'm assuming you're doing this like whole location, the whole temple.
Yeah, the whole temple, and then like some of the outside
Yeah,
grounds.
so I mean, you are confident with this. There's lots of like just natural ambient mana around here for you to draw on, and you're confident that anything that tries to find this location is not going to be able to find this location.
As Shiki's giving his like rallying speech, he notices the dead bug. And that's why he's like, stay calm, everyone. Just stay calm. As long as we stay calm. As long as we stay calm.
Regardless of
I'm gonna
how
spell.
safe
Exactly.
everyone here's my friends, or how much trouble you may have crossing this afterwards, someone has to warn the city in advance to be prepared.
Yes,
And
go.
that-
Warn
and-
your people.
And as the person who knows the desert route best, that clearly it should be me.
That's all the spell says. It doesn't actually give a time of time limit on it, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, because it's born from another system, it's like sustained. So you're expelling some sort of effort to maintain it while it's happening.
Right, and I used all my mana, by the way. Just as a heads up.
Yeah, so I think, let's say it's good until like you need to rest again, because that's when you recharge your mana. So it's going to last until then. Which is probably, like you said, about a day before you need to rest properly.
And if worst case scenarios come down, I do have that mana potion.
Yeah, so you'll probably see that Drakan is, I mean, anybody that pays attention to may notice that he's doing, it looks as if he's expending effort doing something, although it may or may not be obvious what he's doing. Assuming by his nature, it's not going to be obvious what he's doing.
No, the only one he probably have an idea is s6e, just because I told him I have a spell that could hide us. So
Yeah.
maybe he could put 2 and 2 together.
Well, I mean, anyone who's a magic practitioner would stand a chance of noticing it, because you're going to be maintaining a spell.
Yeah.
But it's going to be super discreet because that's your style.
Don't
Everyone,
worry.
we have a way. Medalla, if you stay here, we have a way to send a message back to your tribe, to your city about this coming. We can't do it yet, but as soon as the horde is passed, we can get a message sent to them. Just trust us on this. It's better
How-
for you to stay here.
No, this doesn't make sense. You're going to send a message after they've passed through?
Do what you must.
Raz,
I-
are we going or what? I don't want to get eaten by a bunch of bugs.
Well, Mandala knows about my ability, so I guess if I call attention to it, I'll ask him to trust me, maybe. Like, look, I can get the
I
message
was going
a
to
lot faster
ask him.
than you can. No offense, Mandala, and your camel.
Medalla, do you have something of your hometown? Something related for your father with you?
I may. Why?
Come. I'll get my talisman's kit, ink. Start writing a messenger talisman. I need the item from your father. I've promised to return it. I'm just channeling the energy so as the messenger bird knows where to go. This will send a message to your father.
That's pretty neat.
That's how our clan communicates over long distances. Just
Okay, so it was
do
going to
it.
take time and materials, probably a roll, for you to like do a talisman, because you're crafting it, aren't you?
Yep, crafting it from scratch. It's going to take time. It's going to take
Depending
materials.
on the roll,
I'm-
yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
sure they'll trust your foul human magic? I'm sure that the Azadi have been tricked by wizards before. They
Yes.
might not believe it.
Oh, be quiet, Ash. He's just trying to get him to go out and fight.
Yes, he is right, my friends, though. They may not trust a message that comes from a stranger using magic. It would be
Then they'll
best to
be
be
on guard
delivered in
against
person.
mage.
We can have someone deliver a second message after we survive the arrival.
But if you wait until after, the messenger will have to pass through the swarm.
And also, what if you don't survive? I mean, I know you're saying you're certain, but we cannot leave that to chance.
How are you certain that you'll make it back there alive with the swarm coming?
I've travelled across the desert many times. I know how fast I can travel.
Especially when you said you want to lead them away on a detour first.
I know my skills, my friend. I know what I'm capable of. Trust me on this.
I don't know. You don't seem to have a lot of trust
but
in us.
You've clearly shown us in the past 2 weeks you have a death wish at the moment, and what you're doing sounds suicidal. As the fact we need you here, Medalla. We need you to take us back out the desert. It'll be near impossible for us to survive without you.
We'll be fine. I know where we're going.
I'm just gonna give him a look. Like I don't believe that for a second. I don't.
We're going that way. It just points off where he thinks south is. We'll offer a sacrifice and summon a sandworm to carry us to safety.
If you're able to hide yourselves here and survive, simply just wait, and I will return for you.
Yeah, I don't.
How do we
believe
know
that
you'll
either.
make it though, Medalla?
because I know I will make it. We are having to trust each other here because none of us know with certainty who will survive and who's going to make it through this. We can only do the best of our abilities. And I have to do what I believe is right for my people. With all things considered what's happened recently, I certainly owe this to them. Anyone who wishes to come with me may do so, but if you fall behind, I will not be waiting for you.
Medalla, you are leaving us here to die.
Then do
Wait,
not
are
stay
we?
here.
You're abandoning us in the desert to die. That's what you're doing if you leave.
I'm not abandoning you. You may come with me.
You are.
Let
You
him
just
go.
said that if we cannot
Let-
keep up, we will
let him go.
die. You will abandon us and we will die. You're
Sometimes
abandoning us either way.
sometimes my friend.
You're breaking your oath to us, your promise.
My promise was
go.
to bring
Just
you
to break
here.
another promise to us?
My oath was to bring you here. Now he looks annoyed. My oath was to bring you here. I have brought you here as I was duty bound to do so. There
You're asked to escort us here and return.
There comes a point when we all must make do and just do our best. And if we're not good enough, then that is the way things are. Now you're free to join me if you wish. And he walks out to Red Aid's camel. Grintuk's standing
Best of
there,
luck to you.
like tapping his foot, looking at Raz.
Where are we going?
We're getting out of here. You're not going to stay with these assholes.
But the contract.
Screw the contract. They're going to get eaten.
As soon as he says that, Raz just reaches out and like picks him up by his throat, like looking furious. You dare besmirch the name of Moomin?
I don't know about your stupid cow friends.
Like, as he hears the word cow, he just gets madder and madder. Like his looks like there's just like steam slowly coming off of him, and his eyes turn bright red.
It's like flailing around in your grasp trying to get free.
He just like gets like a hungry look in his eye and just like slowly brings Grintuk towards his head, towards his mouth.
Ooh, Grintuk pulls something out from his pouch and stabs it into the side of your head as you pull him close to your mouth. Can you roll with, I guess, force?
Alright.
And you got advantage because of your trait. Oh, it's 12.
Well, we're getting all the good rolls out of the way early.
There's like a short, sharp, like migraine from one side of your skull to the other, and then it just kind of dissipates as it absorbs into your bloodstream. And Grintuk's just like kicking at you, you know, fruitlessly. Let me go, you stupid cow!
Does no one else want to step in before anything bad happens?
Yeah, I'm kind of occupied at the moment.
Kind of like, do we just let Gintuk?
As I guess after that, and after like a short pause, he just opens his mouth and just like puts Grintuk's whole head inside his mouth. Does Grintuk want to try anything else before he gets eaten?
Well, he's going to try, obviously. He's 6. Oh, okay, roll your defense for me.
Alright.
Armor won't matter because it's going to happen inside your mouth.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, if they are weaker than you, you don't care and carry on. So he's like stabbing and scratching and clawing and kicking furiously. But you're going to be able to do whatever it is you want to do.
I guess,
Well, can Fee try to interfere and try to save Grintuk?
Mm-hmm.
Is Raz currently in that crazy, savage, hungry mode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna try to actually distract Raz by pulling something tasty from somebody's, let's say Shiki could have some tasty stuff in his backpack. I'm gonna rummage through the Shiki's backpack quick as possible, find something tasty, and to distract Raz and throw him a piece of meat or something like that.
You want
So
to flashy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Grinthook's still going to take some damage here.
He's rummaging through my bag. I'm worried.
You're more worried about that than about Grintook being eaten.
He hates Grintook.
I have zero. Shiki has zero interest in Gruntuk, but Shiki's worried that like he might destroy like these remaining magic ink, or destroy the last of his talisman parchments, or by rummaging so aggressively in his bag.
Are you just marking off the ancient gear for the parchments and stuff?
Yeah, I take off. I keep when I have every time I'm making talismans, I take off 2 adventuring gear,
Okay.
and that creates a stock of one adventuring gear for 5 talismans.
Right. Okay. Just so
And
you
I've got
just so there's a track
magic
of it, yeah.
ink, which I always keep how many like made talismans I have, and which is currently 0. Although I've like just been crafting trying to craft fire talismans. So
Okay. Yeah. So
Got
he's
more.
going to distract. He's going to he's going to manage to distract you for a second, Raz.
He sees the food being thrown and just like turns his head, and Grintook just has a moment to escape his grasp while he's distracted.
It wriggles out, hits the sand, and scrabbles away into the ruins.
Can you please be careful with that bag? Be very, very careful.
Sure, I just want to get something tasty for Raz. After all, this goblin, he might be valuable.
Don't really see much value in the goblin, but just that's the bag that has my ink in it, and I just be very, very careful. Break that, we'll be in a very, very, very bad situation.
Oh hey, where'd Grintook go?
Well, Grintook went to take a piss, you know him. Shiki, sorry for going through your stuff. It was a dire situation. I needed to act quick.
Oh, yes. See the other bag? That's got the salts in it for insect repellent. Take some of that out and spread it around the corpses, please.
Yeah, sure. So, we are definitely staying here in the ruins in some kind of magical... what exactly are we doing? And I look at Drakan.
I'm sorry, do what? I wasn't paying attention. I say that in character, by the way.
He's asking Drakan about how we're staying invisible, how the bugs are not going to notice us.
Yeah, no, totally. They're not gonna know we're even here.
Of course, to everyone else, everything just looks normal. There's no inclination or no giveaway that anything is really happening, apart from Drakan's a little sort of distracted.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. I do not like divulging information on others without their consent, but I think in this situation it is called for Drakan. Drakan can use magic, and he knows a spell that provides an illusionary cover which he can put over this ruins. So unless the bugs take a very distinct interest in the ruins, they will not be able to find them.
heck, even if they knew they were here, they still wouldn't be able to find them.
Yes. Thank you. So the only way that we'll find this place is if they find the dead scouts. They might vigorously hunt and might accidentally stumble upon it, but that is
No.
unlikely if we do a good job.
I think the only way they'll find this place is if I lose concentration,
Or if you allowed
That's
them
it.
to find it.
or if I allow them to. Like they could be standing right next to us, they wouldn't even know we're here. Like they literally can't enter this space.
See? This is how we survive. Thank you, Drakan. Asunka, someone, please get rid of that.
What, this? It just holds up one of the insects.
Well, I was going to say Medalla will have tied that scout body to the back of his camel by this point. That's what he's doing. We're
Oh,
used to
good.
having this carry on with Grintuk.
So,
But I don't suppose we can stop at Laura Delage, but should we not be the ones to dispose of the body? He'll be able to move faster without carrying it.
He's just going to drag it.
Yeah, well, I'm not slow down the camel.
No, it's only a 5-foot insect. Still going to weigh a lot.
Yeah, but it's still dragging through the sand.
For a ways, I mean, he's not going to drag it all the way. He's just dragging it out a ways so that the swarm is kind of preoccupied.
Oh, I suppose you're the GM.
I mean, Medalla, if you inquired, Medalla would like just say this to you. He's like, no, the camel's quite capable of dragging this weight.
so we've told you our plan. And if Medalla helps, I can send a message to his village, to his city, to his people. You know, even put things that only he and his father would know into the message, so his father could believe it to be true and accurate. It can even open with an apology for sending a message such a way, but it is urgent.
He's getting on the camel. He's going to go. he's not leaving it up to trust like magic and spells and stuff.
Before he leaves, Fee will approach Medalla and offer a firm handshake, telling him to understand him. Medalla, I'll probably do the same thing if my people were in this kind of situation.
Says you're
So, good luck. I hope we'll see each other, right?
If Armuna deigns it so, then yes, we will. Are you sure you will not come with me? There is still time to go.
Your task is important, but I'm staying with the group. Their quest is far greater than anything I have ever expected it to be. I'm staying with them till the end.
Do you wish me?
That's my choice.
Do you wish me to leave the camels with you? I can bring them back when I return.
If you can, please, we will wait here probably until the insects go away, but we don't know the way out of the desert, so if you warn your people, can you come back for us?
Of course, I will return for you. Once
Then Medalla.
once the swarm has been defeated, of course.
Right. And Medalla,
He's making sure his
Godspeed.
camel stays.
Sorry, he was asking,
Yeah.
did you just want him to leave the camels, or do you want him to take the camels and return with him?
Yeah, he's not taking my camel either. My camel's staying with me.
Right, okay, so he will leave the camels here with you guys. He's like not entirely sure how you're going to hide the camels and yourselves, but good luck to you.
Hey, it's not his problem anymore. He can go.
Because you've told him you're a
Yeah,
shadow walker, but
he's
he's not seen any other kind of magic you've done, really. Do you know what I mean?
That's okay. He's asking us to trust him. We asked him to trust us. Neither one of us could do
Yeah.
it. It's okay. We go our separate ways.
Yeah, it's an Azote mindset. It's you got to do the best you could do, and if that's not good enough, then that's just the way it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And Shiki sees this as a betrayal, so he sees it as nothing but betrayal. So he's not in favor of Medalla at all at this moment.
That's alright. The Azote don't have a high opinion of Shiki anymore, anyway.
I know that thanks to certain Drakan.
That's still the best moment in the whole campaign for me.
It was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. It's just it felt so natural as well, that outcome.
So Madala, he's ready, and he's leaving you your supplies. Obviously, he's just traveling light as he can, so he's going to leave a little bit of his supplies that he brought along as extras. So you can all gain 1 invention gear for that.
Hey, nice.
And you look at Grintuk's camel laden with gold. Where's the short one? Has he decided not to leave? He looks over to you, Raz.
I'm not sure where he went. But we can't leave. The contract demands I stay until the money bag dies.
I see. The gold will be too heavy. I cannot travel with it. I will leave it here with you.
Shame.
Dang, I wouldn't want no one taking my
It's
gold.
like, very well, my friends. Until we meet again. May Amuna
May you ride.
keep his eye on you.
May you ride on warm sands, my friend.
So, yeah, as his camel rides off.
Then we can use this gold to offer it to Moomin to keep us safe.
Do we need to do that now?
No, we don't need to do that now. Waste of gold.
Drac is like completely just not bothered, nonchalant, completely secure in his ability here to hide himself and you guys.
Oh, yeah, I have no worries at all.
Well, just in case.
And Shiki has complete faith in Drakan here.
Should we maybe barricade up the entrance to the temple?
It's not needed. You can if you want to feel safer, I guess.
Though I don't know
Siki, I
exactly
need you
what
to
we
go down and
barricade up.
continue copying those notes.
Yeah, I'll finish your work for you, Drakan.
Much
The least I can
appreciated.
do for what you're doing at this moment.
So as the evening draws in and the sun begins to set, does anyone want to do anything before this swarm hits?
Shiki wants to make a bunch of fire talismans.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is resting or sleeping.
I think Jam is like piling up a bit of rubble at the entrance just to kind of hide behind and shoot out over.
Rez is just sitting outside, just eating a bug meat sandwich.
And Fee, since he hasn't seen the inscriptions in the temple, he's probably gonna look at them a little bit just to, spend some time.
Right. You want to roll D4, Shiki? You can have that many talismans. If you had like a full success, you would have got 2 D4 and pick the best one. That sound right?
Yeah, because of the stressful situation, but I did get a full success because I got +1.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's a
Well,
10.
then roll 2d4 and pick the highest.
2. I made
2 burning talismans. I mean, they're pretty effective anyway. And Jakan's got
Yeah.
this. Like, I mean, you in character, your guys don't know for sure he's got this, but we know he's got this.
Shiki likes to believe in his friends and people he trusts. He's that kind of cliche character.
Also,
So
I
he
think
actually is like,
the fear for Shiki is such that he has to believe it's going to be okay.
That's what I was about to say. I was like,
That-
he's afraid of the insects so much. He's just like putting all of his faith.
that he does have full faith in Drakan, but that's the reason why he's like his fear is making him make the fire talismans. Like, I've got to. It's like just in case.
Yeah,
He's not even sure if he'll use them on himself or on the bugs.
Become a Burning Man.
Better than being with the bugs.
Okay, so Jam is trying her best to move blocks of stone and piles of sand to block this passageway.
All the while, Raz is just watching her barricade the door.
Grintuk is nowhere to be seen. Shiki and Drac are, still working on the etchings down below. What's Fee doing in the meantime?
Fee will first of all find Grintuk, and if he's nowhere to be found, he's gonna inspect the mirror and spend the rest of the time with the mirror, dabbling, thinking, contemplating, touching it.
You'll give me a roll to look for Grintuk.
Here, just 2d6 or
Whichever
With
modifier
careful.
you think would apply.
well, probably careful.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
7.
you find Grintuk. You're not quite sure what he's doing. He might have been crying. He's definitely been working, patching himself up from the bite marks on his shoulder. He's going to pull out the knife when you come into sight of him and tell you to stay away. And he's like spitting and swearing and yelling things and gobbling at you. He's not going to be cooperative, and he's going to just make the first dash he can to run away from you again.
Easy, Grintuk. I'm here to help. I'm the one saving your life, remember?
Says, and you might be the only one that gets out of here alive. And he runs off.
Okay, Grintuk. Take your time. I can help you with the wounds if you need me. I'll see you later then. I want to talk to you about something important. And I think you owe me. So when you feel ready, look for me, okay?
It makes a noise that might be an acknowledgement of that, but it's, unsure.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, Fee will turn around and go to the mirror.
Sure. Mirror sits there. And I guess at first you were more sort of overcome and impressed with it, and it looked shinier and newer and just seemed more kind of magical to you. But now that you've come back and look at it, it is like a very large, ornate, and yet dusty old mirror. Apart from where your fingers have like smudged it.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical. I'm not afraid of it, like you said. I don't feel any fear, but I'm very careful, and I'm just gonna be standing there and looking at the mirror, lost, empty in thoughts, spontaneously entering meditation.
Are you like staring at your reflection as you do that?
Yes.
You see, yourself staring back at you, and then your form sort of goes paler and morphs, and you see a dragon, same size as yourself, staring back at you through the mirror. It is pure white, with bright blue eyes.
I will try to move to see if the reflection moves as well.
It moves as if it was your own reflection.
And then as I'm seeing the dragon in the reflection, I'm gonna touch the fingertips of his own, like I'm making connection with
Yeah, and as
reflection.
you make connection and you touch what would be the glass, again your fingers sink through the surface.
And it feels like I'm being drawn, and I will fully step through the mirror.
Just select Fee. Yes, Fee. You step into and through the mirror, and it feels just as if you're passing through a thin layer of like cool ice water, and then on the other side you step out, and you're in this large, long, seemingly endless passageway of reflective mirror surfaces. Everything illuminated by these bright, diamond-esque white lights. There's a slight sort of twinkling sound all around you. And as you turn to the left and the right, you can see that there are corridors in multiple directions going off into endless distances, all of them lined and roofed with reflective mirrors.
Just like in my visions, I think to myself. What is this? I wonder as I'm walking through this endless corridor of mirrors.
Yeah, and as you're saying the words out loud, it's slightly echoey and it has a kind of metallic kind of tingle to the end of the syllables. Everything seems a little odd and off and not wholly like physical and natural. As you pass each of these mirrors, you look through them and you can see different sights. You can see like a forest through one, you can see the sky through another, you can see storm clouds in another. You can see into like a ship's cabin with two people making love in a bed. You can see a massive opera house with people on stage performing. You can see the face of an old woman brushing her hair, looking straight into the mirror.
I make a connection, realize that like all of the mirrors are connected. Seeing Jam that she couldn't penetrate the mirror, it must be something magical about me. Maybe I spontaneously did something. And realizing that, I tried to find the way back. This being here, it's still a little bit strange to me, and
Yep.
I made a little bit of revelation, but now I want to come back to the rest of the party.
Okay, do you want to roll with, I guess, either careful or clever as you try to find your way back to the way you came in?
Sure, I think careful is much more Fee style.
Yeah, I mean, you start to panic a little bit as you realise that this isn't like a linear, straightforward physical path. It seems to change. When you turn around and you're walking back, the reflections are all different and like morphing and changing and switching. And your heart starts to beat in your chest and you get a little sweaty as you're running, sprinting along this corridor, frantically looking left and right, trying to find the one. And then, just as you're about to, go into a full-blown panic, there it is in front of you. I'm going to say take a stress just from the experience. But then you see the dusty, sandy chamber that you entered from on the other side of this reflection.
Sure, yeah, I ran through the mirror in panic, obviously in shock, gasping. I stand in the corner and I'm frozen for some time period, not being sure how to explain everything. It felt overwhelming being there.
Okay, and of course it felt like you were there for a little while, maybe a good 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you run through and you're back into the original chamber with the mirror. Your heart beating fast, you notice how heavy you're breathing, and you wonder, shit, how long was I in there for?
Yeah, mumbling, pale, sweating, fast breathing in the corner, trying to move away from everybody else.
I thought you were going to say something, Jam.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were in different rooms at the moment. But...
Well, yeah, he's in the mirror room. You were out front doing your thing with the blocks, right?
Yeah.
For everyone else, like, no time has passed at all. So he's coming out and thinking, oh shit, people are going to be wondering what happened to me, where I was. But for you guys, this was microseconds. So when Fee does appear, a little kind of panicked and such, you will have no idea, why he would be like that.
Aside from the approaching insect swarm.
Jam, that half is lopsided. You need more rocks. Just points over and just...
Jam's like panting and like breathing out like embers. Okay. And just goes over and picks up another rock and tries to just I don't think this will even stop them if
Wouldn't
they
it-
get this far.
One of the camels comes along and just like steps over the little wall you've made and going into the temple.
What have you even been doing?
Oh, I was eating the sandwich. Do you want a piece? Just holds off. It's just dripping with green insect meat.
I'll decline for now.
More for me.
And so, Shiki and Drac were down with the ruins,
Yeah, they're down in the chamber, yeah.
and Fee's out here now.
Where do you go, Fee, once you come back?
I probably, first of all, want to check if everybody is fine. You know, I didn't know how much time passed. See if everybody's still here.
Okay, yeah, so you come
Um,
into the
yeah.
front chamber with Jam and Raz, and you're sitting having this chat when you walk in.
Plain to see how little progress Jam has made.
Oh, I mean, you've made
Yeah.
zero progress since Fee was there because Fee's only been away for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
surprises me, and it catches my attention instantly because it felt much longer for me.
Wait, are you alright, Fee? You look a bit pale.
Yes, I'm trying. I don't know what to say, Jam. That mirror over there. Well, maybe it's better if we talk about it when this swarm passes by. But I think there is more to that mirror than what I thought so. At first, you know, I passed through it.
And what was on the other side?
More mirrors, but each of the mirrors, it was like a glass, like a window that you can look through. Like I don't know, I cannot fully explain it. It's like in a dream. It didn't seem real, but it was real.
It'd be good if you could take one of us with you to, well, you know, some of us know magic. We could try and find out what's happening. But obviously that didn't work.
Yeah, I'm wondering why it didn't work. I mean, you saw my fingers going through, right? I'm not crazy.
No, I definitely saw that. I don't know if I would have risked stepping through it myself, but
Maybe you just need to eat something. You look a little pale.
Yeah. Do we have some food? Or
Raz
water?
just pulls up his bag. He just reaches in and just pulls out just inexplicably fresh food.
Oh, on the second thought, Raz, I'm fine. But thank you.
well, Madala did give us some. I imagine it'd be like dried fruits and stuff, since they don't eat much meat or any meat.
You notice one of the camels is missing.
I think Medalla gave us more like supplies and stuff than food. I think he took that with him.
Yeah, so Phoebe will take a snack, look at Jam. Jam, this has been exhausting a little bit. I think I need to compose myself. Just in case, you know. Sorry, but thank you for listening.
Well, no problem. I don't know if you'll have much time to compose yourself with the swarm coming, but take whatever you can.
Yes, every minute counts. Yeah, people go to some corner and have a snack. Try to rest a little bit.
Okay, and is this generally just what we're going to continue with until something happens, yes?
I was going to do something funny, but at this moment, Shiki's going to walk by, taking a break from transcribing parts, the murals with Drac. He's like, just need a small breather. Just coming to go check on Tsukiyomi, my beautiful camel. Where's she gone?
Was that the one that stepped over earlier?
That was the one that went missing earlier.
Raz is there,
Right.
like, rotating a spit over this big fire.
That meat smells delicious, Raz.
Oh,
I'll have some.
excellent! I've just caught it myself.
What kind of beast is this, may I ask?
Oh, this is a camel. Right,
Camel.
right after you take a bite.
Grab take a bite. I just look at the other like 3 camels we have. Like, the shock realization it's his camel. I'm taking a stress for that, by the way.
Are you lashing out?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I'm lashing out at Raz. Why did you have to kill and eat my camel?
Oh, I had to get supplies ready. Who knows how long we would have to wait for the for the bugs to pass. And the rest of you seem a little bit averse to eating them.
Look, I get it. My camel had the most meat on her. You know, she had the largest hump and everything. But why did we have to start with the healthiest of all the camels? I mean, look at Grintuk's one.
Is it sickly and pale and just slowly collapsing under the weight of all the gold?
It's sat down, whereas the others are standing, because it is like 2 sacks of gold on it. It's at that point, and the sun is set now, that you hear an ominous droning sound, distant at first, but certainly increasing in volume.
Shiki's gonna get a mass shiver down his spine as he recognizes that. No. Think we need to get back inside right now. Before even looking for a response, Shiki's already running back into the temple.
Dam's just hiding amongst the pile of rocks and looking out to see what happens.
So it says it gets louder and louder. Positively, it's like a rumble of thunder on the horizon, and then there's zoo 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 as you can see like other scouts just shooting over in clusters of 3 and 4 above the temple, just zooming right over it. Shit, I didn't upload this. Hi.
Raz is just sitting out by the fire unconcerned, since Drax said they would handle it.
This is hilarious. We're trying to hide from the insects, and this guy is having a roasted camel.
Like, while they're attacking him, I can attack them.
You're roasting my camel.
Shit, fuck, I had damage for this, hang on. Yeah, but there's like small, just like groups of them zooming over, and Raz at least we were able to recognise those are just like the scout ones that you saw earlier. But they seem to be paying no attention to the structure and just flying straight overhead. Although it does sound like they're just groups of them like buzzing past all around. Here we go. The droning sound just begins to get louder and louder, and you can feel the vibrations in the sand and the stone around you. Before long, you can feel it's almost like your teeth chattering because of the vibration through the ground from the great force of the wings beating down on it from above. The droning gets so loud that you can, if you were to speak, you could not be able to hear each other over the sound of it. And it's almost like you're in the middle of an earthquake underground as it's happening.
I can't hear this, I can't hear this, I can't hear this.
There's a great gust of dirt and dust just blowing inwards as the front of the swarm hits, just enveloping everything in a thick layer of sand. You are completely blinded, and all you can hear is and the ground again just like shaking beneath your feet. Rocks are crumbling down. Some of the ones that Jam had set up at the entrance just kind of topple over with vibration. The camels start going, getting all like upset and rearing up and trying to run away. And then you see them, just like a black swarm of them above you, just like cutting out the moonlight as they come over the entrance of the temple. And these do not look like the smaller scout ones you saw previously. These ones have much thicker, spikier armor, menacing like mandibles and stingers on them. Some of them look to be maybe as big as 10 or 12 feet in length. And then even more kind of creepy are all the ones sort of scurrying around the exterior of the temple. You can see them just in the distance. And these ones are just like crawling, just like this massive carpet of them across the desert. And then meanwhile, the whole time you can just hear with the droning. The Jam, as well as the sand and the droning sound, your eyes just kind of like have like the flashing of fey magic as it's just like a wave of it overtakes the area and passes through.
Would I know if it was fey magic? Does it feel anything like the dryads that we fought earlier?
It doesn't feel like one that you felt earlier, no. But you would certainly recognise it as fey-linked magic. And that's probably makes you a little nervous because you think, well, if there's magic at play, how's this going to affect whatever Drakan's doing?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Drakan is downstairs just whistling away as he's scribbling and scratching and itching.
Man, this thing's taking forever to do.
Yeah. If anyone upstairs is feeling kind of nervous, they should take a stress.
Raz is just sitting there finishing his camel while watching this one pass with appreciation for their numbers and strength or something.
Shiki's downstairs, but I think he should take a stress.
Yeah, Jam's going to take one as well, because, yeah, this could go very badly.
Yeah, Fee as well.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are all super nervous. Things are falling. And you're like, there's no way they don't notice we're here. You can see them crawling around the edges. It's like, how are they not just coming over the top of this? You're just waiting for the moment where they just burst in and envelop and swallow and engulf the area, and they'll just like tear you all to shreds. But after 90 minutes or more of this just constant sensual assault, or assaulting your senses, it begins to lessen and move on. The volume decreases, the vibration gradually reduces, and there's less and less and less of the creatures passing by and overhead until finally everything is silent once more.
Oh, that was a smaller swarm than I was expecting.
Jam just stares at him.
We probably could have fought them off.
I would leave you to that. But yeah, so let's go find others and see if they're okay. This place may have collapsed under that.
Yes, I'll help. We might have to dig them out of the rubble. He just like pushes a rock away from the entrance and just steps over your tiny wall that's crumbled.
You find Shiki way down at the bottom of the passages.
He's lying down.
His hands over his head.
Jam just like leans over and waves a hand in front of his face.
He is completely unconscious.
Well, let's go look for Drakan.
As he passes, just Raz just picks up Shiki and just slings him over his shoulder.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when you find Drakan's still doing what he was doing earlier. You're probably finishing up now, Drakan. I think if had long enough, you'd be able to get everything down you want to get written down.
Thank God. I was probably getting pretty bored of this.
And have you seen Theo the Goblin anywhere?
Nope, I've been here the whole time.
Oh. It's probably just a big pile of papers he's been describing. Well, that's what about you? The Goblin is your responsibility, isn't he?
Oh no, we just work together.
I was under the impression he worked for you.
Does he? And just pulls out a reef of papers through his out of one of his bags and just like oh no, he just kind of showed up one day. Like
So maybe
around what, 40 years
within
ago?
He's that old. How old do goblins live to anyway? But that doesn't matter, right? Maybe with any luck he'll have disappeared. Just like he appeared. Theo, on the other hand, I need to see he's not wandered into that mirror again.
I thought Phoebe was with you guys, though.
Oh, just because he was being quiet, I assumed he was off on his own. But maybe I'll probably mess this up.
Yeah, he's somewhere there in the quiet corner. But as soon as the insects pass through, he's gonna rejoin others. So, this has been taken care of. And Phoebe will look at Shokan. Nicely done.
There's never any doubt.
Unless, of course, that was just the first wave.
It matters little.
Okay, so now what? He's
I
gonna.
assume we're heading out again.
So
Or-
it's nighttime in the moment. Do you just
wait.
want to bed down to morning, or do you just want to set off in the night when it's cooler,
Or are we really waiting here for Madala?
or that?
I'll leave him a note telling him we survived.
Yeah. I think that would be another 15 days, and he said after the battle.
Yeah,
Like-
we ain't got time to wait for him.
But do you know the way from here?
I know the general direction. We'll just have to follow the sun.
But it's
Yeah,
nighttime.
The moon raises in the same and sets in the same, just like the sun. It's all the same.
Well, Shokan, you pulled this thing off. I trust you can lead the way out of the desert. But yes, we should leave the note to Medalla that we went on our way. Hopefully, the Azote will be fine from the swarm.
And the only difference is Mandala knew all the safe ways, and I just know the general direction. That would be the only difference.
So, what's the plan? Should we wait for the morning, or should we head out now?
After maintaining that spell all night, I definitely probably should rest before I travel, but I could travel without resting, I suppose.
We need to wait for Shiki to wake up anyway.
And for how many days do we have supplies?
Yes. How many days of supplies do you have? Because that's going to matter now.
I have 4 supplies on me.
I have none. But I have a camel.
But I have a
I
camel.
have 3 supplies since Fee stole one.
How
I
much
bought
supplies did we get from murdering Siki's camel?
Should I roll for it? Should I roll a d4?
You can roll a d6 for the camel.
extra supplies back
So
before we left.
5
5 supplies.
minus the one that I ate.
Well, no,
watch.
5 in addition to the one you ate.
So 5 was left over, is what he's saying.
Alright, so do I take those supplies or should Shiki take them since it was his camel?
Well, Siki don't have a camel now, so I guess someone with a camel should take them. So.
But yeah, since I bought supplies before we left, I could share like fee with fee.
Well, how many? We should just see how many we have total, and then we'll divide it. That'd be easier than like saying I share this many with that person.
I've still got 5. I've just been foraging for food.
So 5, 5. That's 10 from Vaz. I have 4.
And I had 7, which is why I split and gave fee.
So that's 21.
I had 3.
Yeah,
I have 3.
21.
24.
So 24 total. And there's what, 5 of us? Kentucky makes 6. So 4 days if we do full rations.
I'll say Grentnook does have his own rations. Because he was cooking stuff.
So almost 5 days worth.
I mean, if it kills, it's going to count as one ration.
We also have 3 more camels we can eat.
We can also do half rations to like double the time we have. We just be hungry.
Well, I mean, each cow you get rid of is going to slow you down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're resting for tonight, so the Drat can rest and Shiki can wake up.
Sure. With the
Yeah,
first light, we can be on our way.
Yeah, I think giving it a wee bit of time just to make sure there aren't any stragglers from the swarm makes sense to.
Or, yeah, like Raz suggests, there may be other waves.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so I take it everyone's going to resting because everyone needs to rest, correct?
Well, for me, that's
Yeah.
Raz will just take first watch since he's basically just been resting.
So you're saying Raz is going to not fully go to sleep, he's going to kind of take a watch.
Oh yeah, because he was resting while the swarm was passing. Because Draken said he took care of it, so Raz just thought it was fine.
Yeah. Okay, can Raz make a careful roll?
9.
Yeah. Late at night, just when you're like dozing off, Grintook sort of like re-emerges from the depths of the temple. He's all like covered in dust and sand, and he just kind of like, he's not grumbling anymore. He just silently just sort of slides his way between everyone in the camp and goes over to checks his camel, and like beds down beside it before you nod off. Okay. Another than that, you will wake up and it'll be bright and sunny in the morning. You probably did hear a few like scout scarabs fly over at various points in the night sporadically, but that was hours ago by the time you get to the morning. Okay, well, I guess we should go onto the map. So you set out from Tanidalma about 10-11 days ago. So you know you were going sort of westward. So you're not sure exactly where you are, but you know you're out in the desert there somewhere. And you haven't quite hit the hills yet. You can probably see them on the horizon, so you're pretty far out. I guess it's going to be up to Drac to decide where you're going to make the roll then, since he's leading the way.
we went out to you said west, but you meant east, yeah?
Yes, sorry, east.
If you give me a few hours, I could try and make some scouting talismans to help us out.
I keep telling you that I know where we're going. I just point to the wrong direction. He just points north. Or at least where everyone else knows is north.
What's funny is that's probably the opposite direction he pointed yesterday.
Well, seeing as how we did look at the map, so I do know that just a little bit to the south and east of us is where we need to be. But again, I can travel in the general direction. I just don't know like the safe spots or what's dangerous.
Yeah,
Mandala
navigating the
would have been.
dangers, avoiding them and stuff. Yeah.
That's why producing some scout intelligence might help us avoid some dangers.
And also not getting turned around, which is easy to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to roll for that, you can see how successful that is, and it can kind of aid him.
Yeah. Okay. So does careful so +1.
Okay,
And a
so
9.
D4 of them, and each one you give him to use is going to like aid him in each roll to give him an advantage.
Oh, 4.
All right, so we roll once.
Yes, and you'll have advantage if he's giving you a talisman to use.
Yes.
And it's just straight dice, right? There's no modifiers for these.
You can use a modifier of your choosing, as long as it makes sense.
Probably just careful then, since I'm
Yeah,
more
'cause you're
clever.
yeah.
Either one's a +1 for me. 10, 11.
Let me see here. So you've got 5 days of rations, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to figure out where you are. You're going to be able to go in the correct direction with a great deal of certainty. Let's see where we end up here.
If we're out this way,
Yep.
I would like to
So
try to.
you are where this little thing is. That's where you are when you run out of rations, approximately 5 days into your journey.
Would I be able to forage for desert plants as we travel?
Nope. Because although there will be some, it's not enough to sustain like a whole party of people plus camels. So I'm going to say your roll gets you up to the point where you run out of rations, and that's where you have to kind of sit down and consider your options.
I vote in eating a camel. That one. I point to Gruntux.
He has all the gold on it. That'd be like the last camel we want to eat. Because then we had to carry.
Do we
the
need
gold
all the
by
gold?
hand. Well, I guess we could leave it, but I don't want to do that. I guess he's not really going to help us with his gold, but you know, I always thought about just taking it.
We could try to lure in one of the great desert beasts.
You're about a day's ride from the first kind of mountains there that you can see to the southwest.
We could push through about a day's travel.
Well, I mean, if we're on technically our last stage of ration, we could also have ration until we get there.
Okay. Oh no, this is where you are once you've run out of rations.
So we just have to go like a day without food.
Okay, which you can do. I mean, that's not gonna. You can go quite a few days without food.
Yeah.
Things just get tougher.
I mean, no one wants to try to summon a sandworm or something to eat.
You can't just summon a sandworm. What do you mean, just summon one?
We'll have to leave bait out and make a lot of noise so they know something's here.
No, I'd rather just get to the mountain and get to the river and fish.
Exactly. Maybe we could follow the river after we do some fishing and get to a town, buy some supplies.
Yeah, I mean, because you're certain of where you are at this point, you know it's another 4, almost 5 days to get to the river. But that involves going like up and over a couple of the smaller mountains.
If we manage to get to the mountains usually have some vegetation on them. On the north sides, where the sun is not so high, probably some animals we could hunt as well. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a plan to me. Get to the mountain, get some rations, and then go to the next set of mountains, hit the river, and then we can just follow it straight to where we need to go.
Okay. You want to you want to give me a roll making your way to the mountain?
Shiki, you want me to use one of those scout talismans again or no?
Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, I'll give you another one.
Alright. 7, 8 is a 9.
All right. You can get there, but lose a camel, or you can keep all your camels, but you encounter danger.
Keep all the camels and counter danger. That's my vote, anyways.
Is it tasty danger?
Is the danger edible?
Is the danger Raz?
The most important, the most important questions.
Is I'm assuming Drax in, for instance, you're the one navigating, correct?
Yeah.
So Drac, I just need you to tell me what you do when your camel suddenly lurches to the side, falls into the sand, you roll off of it, and start sliding down this very steep incline in this like cone-shaped pit in the sand. Just like midday sun, you're tired, you're hungry, you know, you're concentrating, trying to make sure you've got the direction right so that you're not, you know, going off course. And this catches you by surprise, and you just kind of like roll and find yourself sliding down the sand slope.
Am I in any shade, or is there any shade nearby that I could reach? That'll be my first thought, I guess.
Let's see. Well, let's be fair here. Let's roll and see what hour of the day it is. Yes, there will be shadow on one side of the slope.
Am I on that side by chance? Or do I need to get to it?
Oh, let's randomize it.
I'm okay
I don't
with
know.
that.
Can you spider walk on sand?
No, but I can-
You're not on the correct side of it. You would have to like roll your way in that direction, which would be a matter of doing it before you kind of hit the bottom of the slope.
What's at the bottom of the slope by chance? Just a drop off or quicksand down there?
Sure.
I could think
I think because you've already started the slide and the vibration has begun, you can see just like this mouth open up at the bottom, and this array of 4 like pincer-like mandibles stretches out, hungrily awaiting for you the prey to arrive.
Okay, I have an idea. I will use adventuring gear to throw a kind of like a canvas or a tarp type thing up above me that will create a shadow. Correct?
Sure. Yeah, that looks right.
And then I'll shadow step through that since the shadow's not close enough to me.
Okay, you want to still roll with
I'll just
quick,
be quick
to try and
yeah.
quick, yeah, to do it in time. Clever would also work because it's quick thinking, but either way.
A 9.
You throw up the shadow, but because you're quickly just doing it up and it's not like a lot of kind of pre-planning, and it's a shadow that's just freshly created as well as an element to it, you throw above you and you just like fall backwards into the shadow, and boom, you're in a dark, clouded passageway, which is comfortable for you because you're very at home in the shadow realm. But for the rest of you guys, you just see him sliding down this tarp, getting thrown up, and then the tarp falls down and slides into the bottom of the pit, where it's hungrily devoured by the creature at the bottom.
We must avenge him. And eat the
I knew
monster.
that was gonna be his first thought.
Or the meat!
I mean, he's probably fine, but yeah, let's avenge him.
Yeah, so I guess I'll spend my time trying to get out. Where the closest shadow would be to them.
Yeah, give me a clever roll as you're sort of navigating the passageways here. This is a freshly formed shadow, so it's still sort of like aligning itself up with the rest of the realm.
And it'd have to be big enough. 'Cause
Shiki will
hopefully I
try
can
and
take my camel with
you know, Shiki will try and make a big shadow area so no realizing what Drax done to see if he can try and climb out of.
So you're throwing up like your parasail or something to.
Yeah, I'll put my parasol up to the
Good
ground
shadow
and try and
for-
get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
I rolled a 10.
Yeah, so you'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll take you a little bit of time, but you'll for everyone else, that's just like a blink of an eye.
Well, first, does Raz recognize the beast?
If you've been in the desert before, you might have seen one. You would have heard of them. The giant pit ants.
Does anyone have any water? We have to drown it.
No, you definitely don't have water because you're out of supplies.
Yeah, I got plenty of water. I've been hiding from everybody.
Alright, then he's just gonna start sliding down it with his, using his shield as a board with his axe above his head.
Could I assist with that? Like, Jam will just line up shots, like carefully targeting its mandibles to try and keep it from biting Raz as it comes in.
Sure, that works. What are you rolling, Raz? This seems kind of flashy to me. It's definitely not clever or careful.
Raz is only careful when he wants to be.
Pretty sure the hunger's taking over, so
You'll have
definitely-
advantage because Jam's helping anyway.
9.
I mean, you guys can decide between you. Either Jam's going to take stress because she is worried that that's going to be the end of Raz, and potentially was the end of Drakan, or Raz is going to take probably just a pain from the thing as you're kind of grappling with it when you get down there.
Probably a pain, and just, maybe I'll lose my, lose my footing because my shield breaks when it snaps its mandibles on it.
Alright, well, I'm going to say then, if you lose your footing when you get down there, you fall off, you're not able to, like, swipe and damage the thing before it just, like, bursts out from beneath the sand, and it's just this big, giant, beetle-like creature. It's got these really disgusting, horrid-looking hairs all over its carapace, and it's, like I said, it's got, like, 4 massive gaping mandibles around its maw, with these nasty looking sharp hooks on the end of them, and it's just like shredding and gnashing away, and it bursts out from underneath the sand on its big 6 legs, and just kind of like shrills and opens up its carapace, and you can see its wings flutter a couple of times, and its mouth opens as it advances on you. And about this time, Drakan will find his way out and pop out beside Shiki.
Don't you see you're well, my friend?
Never a dull moment.
No. Come, we'll just vanquish this. Shiki will turn around to see the pit ant and fall straight backwards.
Now, is this the kind where it has, like, those really big mandibles that don't completely close all the way? They're, like, tips just hold themselves close.
So it's like two big giant pairs of scissors, so they do like cross each other with the idea of like they would slice up whatever they catch.
Alright, I'm gonna shove the axe right in between them to try to keep them jammed open, and then reach his other hand into its mouth to try to grab something important.
I feel like this is more sort of a dexterous kind of thing because you're trying to avoid getting like snapped at with one hand while you're blocking the other.
So, quick?
Yeah, quick, sure.
Can I can I re-roll that with my Life of Danger background?
Yes, that would work. Fine. Yeah, take another pain because it's not an easy task. And as you do so, you take numerous kind of like cuts to your wrists and your hands. Okay, you're
Just
able.
let you know, I'm almost at a gut check on pure stress.
Yeah,
I'll lose my grip on my axe.
it's a difficult
Well, you-
journey.
Yes, when you have a full night's rest, you're supposed to like clear your stress if you don't have any pain.
You don't clear your stress.
Yeah,
we
you
were
lose.
traveling for
Yeah.
like 5 days, though.
But when you do nothing but rest and comfort and safety,
You lose one stress.
A full day of rest will heal you of all your pain so long as you have no wounds that day, and all of your stress so long as you do not have any pain that day. Well, that's what you.
Yeah, but I've not had a night of comfort and free because of the stress of the bugs.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
Shiki has not rested pretty much since we got to the desert.
I mean, we have been traveling for 5 days.
Yeah, but as we established in the last travel, it's not like a relaxing journey
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're literally humping it across the desert.
Yeah, then the temple would have been the last one, but I guess everyone wasn't as safe and secure with my spell as I was.
Yeah, and that was also like a few hours rest before morning. It wasn't like a whole night's rest, so it makes sense.
I don't know. Raz has had a pretty comfortable trip through the desert.
Because it's getting a nice tan.
Alright, so what happens when I lose my grip on my axe? Am I still able to reach in and grab its like tongue or something?
Yes, you succeed at what you're trying to do, but you lose the axe in the process as it just kind of like mashes and breaks the handle of it. But what are you doing? You're like reaching down its throat and just like strangling it from the inside or something?
Yeah, just trying to
I
get
thought
a
he was
grip
gonna
on
try
its
and.
throat from the inside and rip it out.
Rip his
Yeah, I thought he was
guts
gonna
out.
rip his.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna rip his tongue out.
Yeah, your whole arm is all like bruised and scarred and scratched as you reach deep into it and just like grab its guts. You know, you're not even sure which part of the organs this is in such an insectoid creature, and just like yank it all out. And if the thing could scream, it probably would, as it's literally like pulled inside out and just dies on the spot.
Afterwards, Raz just holds the meat up in the air and just yells, "Dinner!" and just bites it.
Yeah, for everyone else, you're going to look at that, you're going to be like, that is not edible.
Wait a minute.
You see
let
it.
him cook.
You see it like dripping stuff that's just melting holes through the sand.
Okay, maybe don't let him cook.
Since Fee was at the end of our column, did he see Truck coming out of the shadow?
Oh, I don't think you could have missed it, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's me and a whole camel, so yeah, no hiding that.
Okay, yeah. I asked because Fee never saw you.
Well, it wouldn't be your
doing
camel.
that.
Your camel didn't fall into the pit. It was just you. The camel just sort of stumbled and you fell off.
Phew.
The camel,
Okay,
the
thank
camel
God.
didn't fall in there.
So I was a little worried for my camel, to be honest.
But yeah, you would have seen him roll out from Shiki's parasol.
Okay, so we can't eat that. And let's move on. I'm hungry, I'm tired. Let's just get to the mountains.
Yes, a few.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't eat it? It's delicious.
Maybe for you. I don't think it's for us. By us, I mean humans, and I don't know about Dryad.
I don't think that I would handle that well either.
You're
I'm
right.
tempted to try, but yes.
We should bury it so you can eat it with your roots.
Actually, it might go better.
Vash says like the most racist stuff, just trying to be helpful.
I imagine as well, after all this trekking by boat and then over sand, Jam is just desperate for some good solid soil. But yeah, a few short hours after that, you reach the base of the mountains, and you can see it's just a handful of them, with some larger ones in the distance, and those larger ones in the distance. The melting snow from the tops of them is what forms the streams which lead down into the river. Yes. So now you're just at sort of rocky outcroppings at the base of these mountains. And there will be like dry grasses and stuff like that growing in the shade here.
Do we see any indications that there's anyone living near this mountain?
No, I don't think so. This is not the kind of place people make home.
Did anyone decide to wake up Shiki, or did we just put him on a camel?
You just wake up, you just being carried by Raz again over his shoulder.
It's a moment of panic if you wonder if you're the next to be eaten.
Oh! Where am I? Where is everything? Huh. Thank you for carrying me, Sir Russ. But, what's going on?
Oh, we're
I was unconscious.
you
I
panicked.
fall into a stupor of hunger.
Yes, you panicked after seeing Draken get eaten by that antlion.
It sounds a bit fishy, but I guess. Could you please put me down now?
Oh, of course, of course.
Thank you, Sir Raz.
A few more days and you wouldn't have woken up at all.
I can easily believe that.
Someone want to roll for making camp then, and we'll include with that everybody sort of foraging for supplies. Who wants to roll? Just,
Well, I rolled it.
yep, 2d6, no modifier. Pew.
Hey.
Yay! Yeah, I mean it's not a great meal, but
Thank you, thank God.
you're able to scrounge up some vegetation roots that you can eat, and that gives you some moisture as well. So it's not a filling meal, but it's enough to keep you going. As well as that, you're able to kind of find a nice alcove in the rocks that's shaded, and it's the coolest you've been for days. And it also gives you like shelter during the night, so you can sleep and guard your directions until morning. And that will pass without incident.
Yay! Can we recover some wounds and stress?
You can
Emphasis
recover
on
all
stress.
your pain. You can recover its stress.
I'm only 3 away from a gut check.
Only I had cure stress, although that probably wouldn't go well either.
Alright, Shiki, since you're so close to being dead and I really don't need you to be dead, I will trade you a healing potion for something.
If it's not dead, I will go insane.
Same difference to me.
It's not the healing potion isn't going to help with stress though.
Or healing potion, I thought it just says pain then, I guess.
As wounds.
Pain
yeah.
and wounds it heals.
Ah, you out of luck then. Never mind.
You just see Shiki looks like you've never seen him disheveled before. He is like, his hair's a mess, robes are tattered, he's shaking and shivering.
Nope, that's all I got. Nothing else for you then.
Imagine as well, Shiki, because you've had this travel across the desert and how you're feeling and ended up, you might like wonder how Nauke is doing since he was also making the journey across the desert.
Because I didn't get traumatized in the first journey because I used like my talismans to create water, create like a cool air around me. I had the parasol. Everything was like it was almost a luxury tour. His first trip through the desert. This one's like Shiki is hell, especially with the fear of bugs everywhere.
Important Alki's out there all by himself.
No, he had a caravan taking him the long way through the desert to safety.
So, can I try making, if there's any vegetation here, can I try making a roll to try and find some like herb or something to make a sedative for Shiki to try and let him get some proper rest?
Sure.
Try to grow some green.
So I do have a tag for botany and medicine, which is why I think this would be possible.
Finally. A useful one. No, yeah, that sounds ideal. So you'll have advantage, and I guess it would be clever because you're using your knowledge.
Unfortunately, I have no modifier in clever.
Yeah, it's
But that's still a
still a 9. Yeah, I'm gonna say you gather enough, and it'll let him heal let's say 1d4 stress. Although this may have side effects.
Yeah, it's like she knows where she was like native to, though, like there's a berry or something like this, which has this effect. And this seems like the same species, but maybe not exactly.
Or a closely related desert variant, yes. It's more of a root than a berry.
I am imagining like a peyote trip through the desert.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
Shiki thinks he turned into an insect.
So 1d4 for your stress first of all, because the initial effects are relaxing, soothing.
Who wants to roll at me or Jam?
Do you trust my roll?
You've been rolling pretty well today, so yeah, I'm going to put faith in Jam. See how well she's made this.
Famous last words.
I bet against Jam.
Oh!
Haha.
Told you, she's been rolling hot today. That has relieved so much of Shiki's stress. He actually feels like legitimately
Yeah.
he gets the best night's sleep he's ever had,
Well, I'm going to
or at
say
least had.
you don't
since-
actually sleep. You're just lulled into the most wonderful hallucinogenic experience over the course of the next 12 hours.
Whoa, my hands—they're huge. It's like they can touch anything except themselves.
No, they're still the same size.
Yes. Unfortunately, this leaves Shiki ill-prepared or unable to concentrate to the extent that he would need to in order to create more talismans or offer any kind of help or advantage should something arise to cause trouble.
Oh. Even when I succeed.
You've made one of the party useless for 12 hours.
Are there any wild animals upon this mountain?
There will be. They will not be large. They will be like small lizards and such, small mammals. Yeah, for those who eat meat, the carnivores, there will definitely be things you can forage and hunt to keep you sated for now. Yeah. So I use.
Oh, look at that lizard. It's so big. It's about the size of my hand.
It turns around to you, like flicks its tongue once at you, and then you're certain it winked.
It just gave me a wink. Oh my god, guys.
It quickly scurries away.
Are you sure it didn't just...
I had a party to go to.
I couldn't see its other eye.
Yeah, I think somebody should watch over Shiki.
No, we must leave him alone. He's communing with the spirits.
With the spirits.
Yes, who wants to sing the war chant so he can summon his ancestors?
Well,
You know,
clearly
I
you know
could-
the most about it, so we
I
should
could have
leave you
already
to it.
been to where I needed to be.
Alright, then Raz is just gonna sit like a foot away from Shiki and just start like humming and mooing.
Guys, I can talk to animals.
I doubt it, Doolittle.
Wait, I feel like this could be dangerous.
That cow was talking to me.
Exactly.
Shiki can give me a roll as well.
Yeah, what do I roll?
Careful with disadvantage.
Okay, so +1. So an 8.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage of 4.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, it's pleasant, relaxing, it's a little trippy. It's very trippy. And, but everybody has like a good aura, a good vibe about them, except, and this is no surprise to you, Grintook. He just has this darkness edge around him, and you make the best effort to keep your distance from him because going near him just kind of makes you feel unsettled.
Yeah.
What happens?
I don't want to be near the big black goblin mass. It's like vibing weird.
What happens to Shiki once Raz starts humming and chanting near him?
Oh, I
He
mean,
starts humming and chanting with you.
yeah, it's pleasant, man. You're on his wavelength. Drac, you want to roll for the next part of the journey, going to the river.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and borrow Shiki's little talisman. I'm not even gonna ask. Since he's too busy being high.
You need Shiki
11.
to activate the talisman. It does nothing without his magic
What?
input.
Well, I mean, that's going to be a journey of like 4 days, so you'll get over your trip before then. But the important thing is nothing bad happens in the meanwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just make the next 4 days just kind of skirting the bottom of the mountains, foraging as you go, and you know it's a meager sustenance, but it is enough to keep you going, keep you alive. And then you can hear the water. You can probably smell the water as you approach the stream, and it's just a small mountain stream trickling down the side of melted glacier ice. Oh, but it's rich in minerals and it's so sweet to the taste.
Water. Sweet, glorious water.
He will rush to the water and dive in, washing himself, washing his face, drinking, bathing.
Ooh, Fee, could you roll 2 dice for me? Yes. As you dive through the surface of the water, you feel that cold tinkling sensation like you felt going through the mirror again. But then you are submerged into the water itself. And the cold feels like normal cold or cool water around your body.
Am I?
You're in the stream.
So I felt I'm in the stream.
Yes. But just for that moment where you made contact with the surface and went through it, it felt as if you were passing through the mirror again just for a moment.
Well, I get out of the water and look at the reflection again and realize it was not only that mirror. Again, it's happening. But yeah, I'm thirsty and I desperately needed water, so I focus on satisfying my thirst.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice spot. There's no immediate danger here. You'll probably see other animals like mountain goats and stuff coming down to drink as well. Once again, Grentuk's he's been keeping his distance a little bit from everyone since the temple, and even now he's a little bit further down the stream, collecting water and bathing and drinking. Okay, but yes, I mean your guide has managed to lead you across the desert successfully without much incident.
Yay!
And now it's just a matter of following the waterways into the Merillet and onwards to your ultimate destinations.
Yay, we survived.
Now remember, everyone, be careful with the short folk. You don't want to accidentally step on them.
Short walk? Whoa, what's that?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think you're making up things.
Oh, aren't the people in the Maryland Caliphate the half-men?
No.
Anyone familiar with the Merillet
As you
knows
mentioned
that is
that,
not true.
Raz.
Wait, but it's in
As you
Reddit.
mentioned that, Raz, I'm getting some really dark feelings from Gruntuk. Like,
Well, you did
my
days ago.
skin started to crawl. What's that?
You did days ago. Like that's well worn off by now.
Yeah. But no, it's like after that I've been kind of like avoiding him more than usual. Like just almost instinctually. It's like I felt danger from it and now
Yeah.
it's like
He's paranoid now.
I'm just like I don't know what it is, but normally I'm just dismissive of the goblin, but something actually is, putting my hair on end from. I don't know what it is. I don't know when this started, but it's making me quite nervous with him.
Has he done anything suspicious recently?
All he ever does is suspicious things, Raz.
What do you mean? I've never noticed anything like that.
Just warning that I think we should be a little careful with him. I have nothing to back this up, but it's just a feeling.
Don't worry. If he decides to run away, after this contract is over, I'll go to the Golden Boys and report his insubordination. And then we'll have the entire army of the cube hunting him down. Have any of you ever been to the cube? It's a wonderful place with all the fights and food you could want.
Not exactly how I would describe the place, Sir Raz, but
Terrible place.
I can understand why someone of your character would enjoy a place such as that.
Yes, I remember every month we would hold a great sacrifice to Moomin, me and all the other Minotaur mercenaries. We only picked the strongest gladiators.
Do you have other fond memories of the cube, my friend?
Yes, I remember one time there was this new group of prisoners, but then they started having them do jobs. It was very strange.
Jobs? Such as what?
Like cooking or cleaning, but they weren't being paid for it. But then the boss told me I had to start calling them. I couldn't call them prisoners anymore.
What were you asked to call them?
Oh, I was told I was supposed to call them slaves. But then I ate him for telling me what to do, and then I became the boss for a little bit.
Tell me what happened to those slaves?
Oh, I don't know. Did they die? Fee, you came in with the rest of them. What happened? Did they die?
I mean, the cube is like a massive market of slavery and has been for a long time. So this is not something that just happened.
Yeah, and Fee is at the moment busy with water. So he's not even paying attention. But if he hears somebody mentioning the cube, it would woke up bad memories and feelings from that place.
I think it was about 9 or 10 when we were passing by there. We had to stop for send some communications. I hate to say I did not have as fond as memories of the place as you, Rats.
You mean you didn't have to fight your way through the entrance and defeat a couple dozen soldier warriors to be able to get them all to leave you alone so you could get something to eat?
I'm also going to say, I mean, if you're not part of a mercenary company, you would not have been at the cube. Because they would have they would have robbed you all and enslaved you. That's what they do.
They probably stopped nearby and told about it. Anywhere nearby the cube?
Not really. So like Badlands and mercenary company.
Yeah, imagine like we're just like traveling through and we had to just stop. It's like we do not want to stop here.
Yeah, basically,
It's
I
like
imagine.
hired some mercenaries near when the group like.
Yeah, anything that starts building near the cube doesn't last for long unless it's part of the cube.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't have like any fond memories at all. I'm just trying to like sugarcoat it to Raz. It's like, yeah, we did not want to be there. We were like trying to get out as soon as possible.
Didn't we stop there though
Fight.
to look at like buying a slave? So like, wouldn't merchants still be able to go there without being robbed?
If they had the protection of one of the mercenary companies, sure. But you'd have to pay for
Yeah,
that
probably hired by
privilege.
one of the mercenary companies or something. To
But I mean,
capture
it's
a demon.
because I mean that is just their land. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I was just
Yeah.
thinking of how we got there in our first campaign because we did visit the cube for one reason or another.
Yeah, and then yous were like captured and had to fight your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what happens.
Mhm.
We went there for, I guess, to look for a slave, but yeah, we ended up having to fight our way out.
And then Figo left behind. But yeah, so I'm assuming you're going to make camp here for the night before you continue on down the river.
Yeah, we'll make camp, resupply water, try and find some like edible plants, maybe hunt some wildlife.
Yeah, from this point on, I think foraging for supplies is going to be something you can do fairly easily. And once you get onto the Gota River itself, the fishing would keep you going, no problem at all the rest of the way. There'll be numerous small like fishing villages and trade villages and things like that up and down the river.
Yeah, we can resupply.
I mean, are you going to be walking the rest of the way, or is Drakan going to do more of these shenanigans to procure a vessel?
We are close enough. I probably could.
Just in one of the closest villages you get to.
One of the bigger ones, probably. But yeah.
Yeah, on the main river itself. Once you get to the main river, after a few more days travel down this stream, you're going to see barges going up and down this river constantly. It is a highway of trade and commerce. So river boats and barges, fishing boats, just up and down all day long. It's a very busy waterway.
Can we commandeer someone's vessel or demand them to stop?
Yeah, I mean, if Drac wants to, he can just get one of his contacts to give you something or to take you the rest of the way.
Yeah, when we get on like the main river, that's when I'll get a contact with a boat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we even need to roll for that. You're so close to where you're going now. You know, your clan firmly has its roots in this area. You're never going to need, you know, for anything in that regard. You're always going to be able to find someone to get you what you need to get you where you need to go at this point.
Yeah.
And other people in the party may wonder how Drac is so charismatic and friendly that he's always able to make these friends and get these bargains. When usually he's so secretive and not so social.
I just think he has great contacts and he's such a personable. I see no dishonesty in this.
No, the Meadowlet's not run by halflings. I don't know why you think that. The Riverlands is where the halflings come from.
Oh, where's that at?
That's northeast. Way
North
northeast.
of where Shiki's from.
Oh,
He's a river, and he's like, hey, this is those riverlands they talked about.
Yeah.
oh yeah. No, I actually thought I thought Riverlands River. So I thought this was.
I
where
mean,
you're
I
talking-
like the idea you go into the Meadowlet fully expecting it to be halflings. Like, this is where they come from. Why are they all so tall?
Or have I shrunk?
These must be two halflings on top of each other's shoulders.
It's like, how long has it been since I've been here? They've all grown up so much.
Never change, Raz. Never change.
Yeah, this is, once you get onto the Gota, it is no longer like a perilous, dangerous area. It is well patrolled. Lots, like I said, lots of people and traders and stuff going up and down all the time. It's not like a dangerous area, because if it was, you wouldn't be able to have this level of trade going through it. So, and especially once you once you reach the borders of the Merilith, it's going to be heavily policed, and this, despite being a rural area. So you're not going to be under threats from bandits, monsters, or any kind of things like that. It's been a long time since you've seen any demonic incursions, so this is like a safe area for you to pass through. And it's just a matter of the time that it takes you to travel down the river towards the Drakan's clan. Assuming that's where you're still going.
The next time we stop at like a large town or city, Shiki will disappear for a while and come back looking absolutely pristine with brand new robes. And it'll be almost like sparkling.
I think we'll stop like by a town, but not actually at my clan, and I'll do just like probably do the same thing, disappear for a couple of days or something, and come back with the information we need. Since now I know it's not my clan, I don't want to take all these people there.
Okay, right. I mean, so your clan is going to be like a remote, kind of difficult out of the way area to reach. So I mean, if you were to leave them even like at a town at the river's edge, you're still talking like a day's travel on your own at that point.
Yeah, as I said, it'd be a couple of days. So like, I'd want to get them to a good sized town so they could, I don't know, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. I guess.
A little meta, but are you sure you want to go on your own?
Well, I might need to take Shiki with me. I was thinking about that because his talisman was stolen, and I don't know for sure that it's not my people.
So I mean, we didn't discuss this as well, Drag, but I'm thinking the place where your clan is situated, to the untrained, they would have no idea that this is a dragon clan home. It's not going to look like that from the outside at all. Because
See, I wouldn't normally be worried except for Vaz.
Sure.
Wait, why would Raz be a problem?
Because you just fight anything that just happens to look at you, Vong.
I didn't fight anyone in the Azadi city.
You had fights in the street.
You would often have like a night of picking fights with people.
You literally fought half the city.
That was sparring.
And to be fair, some of that was Guntuk's fault.
This is true, yeah.
You make a good point. I mean, as long as they wouldn't know that this is what we were doing here, I guess it wouldn't matter as much.
It has been a
Siki-
while, though. Raz does need to make a sacrifice to Moomin.
Siki would have to go, but the others, I guess, they wouldn't need to know exactly what we're doing here.
Well, I mean, first the main sort of the first big city you get to in the Merillet. I don't have a name for it, but it's going to be here at the mouth of the river, on the Great Lake. And this Shiki is the first place maybe you've been to at all in this journey, where everything is there, all the infrastructure is in place for you to have full access to everything your clan can provide.
Excellent. So, I will deliver the message about my father's demise in the north, make sure the clan knows. Gather a bunch of resources, get my nice shiny robes, put an inquiry as to what's happened to Naoki. See if anyone knows or has heard.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably expected Naoki to have reached here before you, given how long your journey's taken. But no one's heard from him.
I do hope he's well. We did speed up by taking a boat at the end, so...
Yeah,
Naoki
but he
obviously-
should definitely have been here by now.
Yeah. Who knows,
Yeah,
he
by
could've
the
stopped
way-
someone else. Go on.
By the way, before hitting Merlet, we will definitely have a chat with Grintuk.
Sure, just an opportunity to fall back. Grintuk falls back a little further even, so you're a good distance away from everyone else, but he relents and allows you to like fall back and catch up with him.
Yeah, so Grintuk, you've been different lately, and I think I know why. Because of what happened at the temple.
Well, you're a mind reader.
Funny as always. Well, Grintuk, let's just get to the point, Grintuk. You're here at Merrillet. Have you ever been here?
I don't think he's been here with us now. It's the place with all the stunties, right?
Well, I've never been here, but you're a very resourceful guy. You see, like we already stated, you owe me in a way. I saved your life, but you also like gold. I'm willing to give you to pay for your services here, if you catch my drift.
Doing what?
I need information about these shadow people. And you are a resourceful guy. You always find your way. You know how to gather information. Could you do that for me?
You want me to be sneaky?
Sneaky and careful, yes. I need all that you can gather about the shadow people. Can you do that?
Yeah, I could do that. What's in it for me? What kind of gold are we talking?
Well, for start, you tell me. You know I have gold. How much are you asking for?
You know, I got plenty of gold right now. So I'm thinking maybe you could get me something a little special instead.
What is that?
They call it a sky's eye. You ever heard of it?
Sky's eye.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
It's like a little blue marble thing.
Okay, so what's so special about it?
Yeah, it's a magical kind of trinket. Has a little significance for people like me. They're kind of hard to come by these days. But I think a resourceful guy like you could maybe come across one.
Are we talking some sort of black market?
Look, buddy, I don't care how you get hold of one. But if you could find me a sky's eye, I'd find out any information you want.
Okay. I'll try to get Sky's eye.
Shadow people, huh?
Shadow people. And if you can, try to find out about mountain people. If this shadow clan is in any way connected to the mountain people and their genocide.
Alright. I'll see what I can find out.
Sure, Green Duck. Stay out of trouble. Oh, and I hope you're still with this party.
Yeah, well, I have some unfinished business to attend to.
Good. I'll see you around, Green Duck. Take care.
Yeah.
What happened?
You just trying to Kentucky. Was anyone else wanting to do anything in the main kind of port city that you reach? Is there anything you want to get in particular, Shiki?
I'd like to just refill supplies and whatnot while we're here. But otherwise, I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I mean, you just can do any kind of shopping you want to do. That's easy enough.
I want to check to make sure I don't have a bounty in this country.
No, you won't have a bounty here.
Alright, then what do we need?
They don't really care for minotaurs, but they won't have a bounty on your head. So the Merilla is, for the characters who'd be familiar, it's a country where the church runs the state. So it is a very religious state. But they're also great believers in philosophy, literature, mathematics, and trade. And that's kind of what's made them a powerhouse in the region. They're surrounded by other sort of like kingdoms and factions. But because of the treaties they have and the amount of trade that they're able to enact with, they've made themselves like essential to their allies, and that's what's made them such a strong and reliable nation. But
Alright.
they're a little unusual in that they are monotheistic. They only worship the one deity. And they only believe there is like one deity.
What is this deity called? It's
God.
not a.
It's God. They believe in one God. There is only one God.
They don't happen to believe in giant floating islands where angels and God lives, do they?
I mean, everybody knows about the floating islands. It's not even like up for debate.
Alright, so since we're in a big city, I'm gonna go try to find someone to sell me a war wagon.
So what, sorry?
A war wagon.
Right. Okay.
We need a vehicle to travel faster.
I'm back.
Or do we need a boat? Do we need a boat, or should we get a wagon?
I don't know. Either one of them's cheap.
You can travel by land to where you're going next, but it's easier by boat. Not a large boat though, because it's specifically designed to be at the end of a long, shallow river.
Shiki will get a boat with, a couple of crewmen. Take us along. She'll also stock up on talismans, ink, paper, supplies, adventuring gear, all the yada yada.
Yeah, just what's reasonable for you to be able to carry on your person.
Yeah.
Are we staying in this city for a few days, or are we just getting restocked and then leaving?
I mean, after all your journey, and it's up to you guys if you stay there till you're rested.
Because I just need to know if I have time to do some jobs here.
If Drax gonna have to take a couple of days, me and Drax are going to take a couple of days to go to his clan.
Well,
And probably
like I
he's got time
said,
to do a
do
job.
you want to just go on your own though?
If they
We
don't,
could take Fee with us. Like,
if they're not gonna know what it is, then I don't mind anybody going. I just worry about Vaz causing problems.
What? No, never.
Then, well, they'll probably just kill
remember,
you.
Raz isn't exactly in on the full job, remember? So,
It's just also like leaving him behind is going to leave them out of this section of the story.
Yeah, so we can take him. I say, if he causes problems, they'll
Yeah.
probably just kill him. That's the only thing I was worried about.
Yeah.
you can just warn him not to cause any problems, but
Yeah, because
that may also cause problems.
yeah, I was like, that would work real great. Telling him not to do something.
No, you
guess-
don't tell him, you advise him. That's how you get around it.
Make it seem like his idea.
Totally.
I guess I'll
Yeah.
use my gold to restock on weapons then.
Yeah, by the way, are there any magical shops, arcane shops along the way?
Are you asking me, are there any? There would definitely be one or two in the site this size.
Well, then I would visit the Arcanist or magic shop.
Okay. The Arcanist reminds you of Shiki very much when you get in there. You know, similar sort of dress sense, same level of sort of wealth on display. Very precise in their mannerisms, and the way everything's set out and displayed. It's not like like when you were in the Zotti one before, and it was like this little mystical shed with a guy sitting in it basically, and all this trinkets lying around. This one is very much like a proper store. It reminds you almost like a library, or someone's got antiquities on display. It's all very precise and clean. There's a lot of precision at play. Like you'll notice, like everything is set at a certain angle and facing in the same direction in the store.
I'll try not to touch anything. I will kindly greet him.
Hello, my friend. You're just off the road, I sense.
You sense correctly. It's been a while, rough road.
Yeah, you can see
For a
it.
traveler like me.
Yeah, you can see him wrinkle his nose a little bit because obviously you're stinking at this point.
Well, I'm looking for something specific.
Oh yes, you're a practitioner.
No, not really. Not really. Although I'm a curious type of person.
I see.
If
And what could we interest you in today then?
Well, first of all, this is a magical shop, right?
That's simplifying the terms a little, but in essence, yes.
Well, the thing I'm curious about, I don't know who else to ask about that, but is there any kind of literature or knowledge about people connecting with the reflections in everything? Maybe, I don't know, some odd stuff happening to me when I look at anything that reflects?
An issue with your reflection? In what manner?
Well, I see things, and I don't know if I should say that. They probably think I'm crazy, but I can interact physically, you know. I can even show you if you have a mirror.
Yeah, yes, of course. One moment. And goes into the back and comes out with a fairly large mirror that he's holding between his hands, and he like props it up on the table. It's like probably the length of your forearm.
See, now watch this. And he pushes the hand through the mirror.
Oh my.
I'm not using any magic. I'm doing really nothing. It just happens.
Well, this is a rare gift. You're not
gift?
You're not of elvish blood, are you?
Elvish? As far as I know, no, not at all.
I'm only aware of the elves possessing the capability to enter the mirrorway.
A mirror way? What would that be? Like a corridor full of mirrors?
I've heard it described that way, yes. It is a passageway between different realities. One that exists connecting entries of light, reflections. Mirrors being the prime example.
Right, and who would I talk to about this kind of things? Do you have any kind of contact you could connect me with?
I do have a colleague that I haven't heard from some years. He's far away in the Omkeen kingdom, I'm afraid, but he had some experience. He was an elf practitioner. He would probably have more knowledge about this. I can write to him if you wish.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not staying here for too long. I don't know how would be in the contact.
I see. Perhaps I have a solution. And he pulls out just a little tiny sort of switchblade from his pocket. If you wouldn't mind, could I see your hand for a moment?
Sure, yes. And he gives out his palm.
Okay, there's a little fold of paper on the countertop. Holds your hand over your finger over it, and just pricks the side of it just slightly with the edge of the blade to draw a bead of blood that drops onto the paper. Because I'm sorry if that stung a little. I can send this with the letter, and if should he need to contact you, he should be able to find you using this.
Very good. Thank you very much. And there is a second thing I wish to ask you. Do you have any kind of magical artifact which could cast away all of the shadows in a room or in some area? Get rid of the shadows?
Yes, I have a couple of such items. Would this be for a singular use, or do you want something that you can draw upon?
Which would be better, in your own opinion?
Well, it's far cheaper to give you a talisman that would allow you to do this for one time only. It'd be far more expensive to give you an item that would allow you to do this at will.
And it would disperse all of the shadows in the area?
Yes, it would eliminate any darkness in the immediate vicinity.
I'll get one of those, yes. The expensive one.
So yeah, he goes in the back and he comes back with what's like a... It just looks like a plain glass bead. It's not much larger than a couple of inches across. It's
A plain glass bead.
oh, it's not a glass bead, my friend. Trust me. It's an orb of light. It requires some focus, and it will require a draw of some mana energy depending on your location at the time. But rubbing your thumb over the top of the bead should cause it to emit light for a short time period.
Very good. And my last inquiry is, what is a sky's eye?
Eyebrows raised a little. Why would you be asking about the sky's eye?
Well, there is one person who asked me about the sky's eye, and I have no idea what it is, so I'm sure you can maybe tell me something about it. What is it?
It's a rare artifact from the days when goblins were great practitioners of magic in these lands.
So, Rick, do you have sky's eye for sale?
I wish I did, my friend. No, they are exceedingly rare these days. It is said that they were created when the goblins brought the sky down and shattered it into a million crystals. I believe, I can't even remember when the last time I heard of one being discovered. It's a very rare item indeed.
Sure, I won't find that in the store. Well, anyway, thank you very much for your help. And how much do I owe you for all of this?
Well, given you're a gifted person, I'm willing to part with it for 2,000 gold.
Sure. And he counts to 2,000 and gives 2,000 to him.
He slides it over and just like leaves it sitting on the counter, and he picks up a little bit of paper with your blood. Is it okay with you? Do I have your permission to pass this along to my colleague so that he can contact you?
Sure. I'm a little bit skeptic. Are you sure he's gonna be able to contact me?
That part I have no. I fully believe yes, he is. Yeah, he definitely has that capability. How much information he has for you, on the other hand, I'm not certain of, but I'm sure he can be able to enlighten you with something.
Okay, very good, very good. Made me very happy. And have a nice rest of the day.
You too, my friend. Take care and have a wonderful day.
He will happily put that lightning orb in his pocket.
Is there there's a black market in this city, right?
Okay, I mean, you know the black market isn't literally like a market.
No, there's no like hidden alleyway where there's a bunch of people set up shop.
There's lots of alleyways for people who set up shop, and there's marketplaces, but I mean, like, you know, there's not like a stall that's like, this is the black market where we sell illegal goods.
Alright, Raz is just gonna wander around the city till he finds the shadier parts of town and just look
Sure.
for his shops.
I'm trying to think shade apart how it would look like. So, like, prostitution is going to be legal here, but I mean, those kind of areas usually attract sort of dodgier business characters. So yeah, there'll be lots of women hanging around, young women and men hanging around like street corners, scantily clad, plying their trade. People offering certain spells and spices and poisons that are not entirely legal in this area.
I'm just gonna openly ask around if I can find anyone who knows where I can find some cursed weapons.
Why? Okay, so I think when you ask, be like, why would you want a weapon that is cursed?
so that I can become stronger and overcome the curse.
Right.
It just flexes.
I don't think that's how curses work, my friend.
Ha, then you have never tried to curse a minotaur.
What is it you're after?
I just want some cursed weapons. Just to
Right. So you want something that has a curse on it.
yes.
I'm not sure there are people just handing those out. Tends to be something that's inflicted upon you.
Oh, too bad. I heard that if you wanted to become powerful and use great destructive magics, you have to be cursed.
I mean, if you're asking for someone who's been cursed, I think eventually you could find someone.
All right, let's see where that goes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're going to ask around. This is going to go in circles and not get you in for a while. But eventually, someone says, yes, my brother-in-law has been cursed by an evil and jealous witch.
Do you know where I can find this switch?
She fled town after inflicting the curse, of course, the coward. But I could take you to my brother-in-law. He is extremely sickly.
Yes, maybe if he is lucky, I can use my great strength to break the curse.
It looks at you quizzically. Not naturally inclined to trust a Minotaur to begin with. But as he goes on about the state of his brother-in-law, they're kind of desperate for something to help him. He takes you through to one of the poorer parts of the city, and upstairs and into a small one-bedroom apartment. You see there's a couple of children playing on the balcony, and a woman that is like padding a very sickly-looking man who's lying in a bed covered in sheets, and she's like padding him softly with a wet towel. She's startled when you arrive because you have to like crouch down to get in through the doorway and practically fill up the room yourself.
Greetings, tall halflings.
What is this beast doing in our home? It's like, settle down, sister. He's here to help. Although I admit I'm not sure how.
I've come to use my great strength to break this curse and find the witch who did this.
Yeah. The man looks to be sort of early 50s, late 40s. Looks very drained and pale, dehydrated looking. Skin's all kind of like pulled back and his eyes are slightly yellowed. His pupils are very large. And he's kind of just murmuring to himself in the bed. His fever has only got worse. I'm not sure how much longer he can last.
I want to get close to him and see if I can hear what he's saying. Is he saying anything important?
He's murmuring about a hole in the world and the darkness spewed forth.
Was there an object that he obtained when he was cursed?
They look at each other for a moment, and the brother-in-law's like, "How did you know that?" And the sister steps forward. It's like, "Yes, she gave him something. I dare not touch it since. It is over there." And she points at the little nightstand beside the bed. You can see it looks like a shark tooth on a string.
I'm gonna just go over there and just pick it up. Like,
okay. As soon as you pick it up, you prick your finger on the end of the shark tooth and it draws blood.
does anything else happen?
Not that you notice.
It's very sharp. It tried to bite me.
You hold your finger up and you can see the blood dripping down and they both gasp. It is drawing your blood too. Oh no, my friend. This is terrible. I'm so sorry.
Worry not. If such foul human magic could hurt me, I would not have lived as long as I have.
The man in the bed who was murmuring sits bolt upright, turns to you and like reaches out and grabs you with one weak hand, and he like lifts his head up to look at you. He says, "He walks with you. The creature from the hole, he walks with you. He's doomed us all." And he like leans over the side of the bed and starts retching. The sister and the brother run towards to try and grab him.
Does he look better after he's done?
No, he dies.
Oh, darn. I have broken the curse. He is set free. I will take this and try to find the witch who has done this.
I laughed so hard I started coughing.
It's like proclaims it as like, I did it.
Just flexes, picks up the shark tooth, and just walks out.
The brother-in-law who brought you here is like spitting at you as you leave the house. It's like, get out of here, you filthy beast.
Worry not, he is free from this wretched human land.
As you step out of their little apartment into the busy street, there's a rumble of like thunder above, and the skies get darker and rain starts to fall.
Yes, the spirits of nature are pleased with my actions.
Okay. Jam, what would you like to do in the city?
It's because out of character, the can was like, I'm gonna go with just Shiki. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna tail him.
Right.
But now that might not be happening. So I am not entirely sure.
I mean, I just kind of want all the players to be there. The way you arrange yourselves to go there is fine. Whatever you think kind of works better narratively.
Well, when you're set, if you want to tail Shiki to the clan house, you'll be welcomed as an honoured guest. It's a friend of Shiki.
I mean, it'd be more like telling Dakan when he is actually leaving for that place, but I don't think that was decided upon as being what's happening. So that's just metagaming, I guess.
Don't need to do anything special in the city if nothing strikes you.
And nothing is at the moment, really. I'm sure that is stuff I should be doing, but
Yeah, I mean,
blank.
maybe you're just enjoying the fact that it's green and lush. It's no more desert. You're not stuck on a river anymore on a boat. You can feel the grass and the dirt beneath your feet. You can smell like the dew from the grass and the vegetation that's all around you. You know, there's great gardens on display filled with flowers and trees.
See, Dakan never mentioned the name of his clan town, did he?
No, don't think so.
We've seen him talking to people, and then he just miraculously gets stuff.
Yeah, I never once
Yeah.
told the name to anybody.
Yeah, so we don't know who we're meeting here or anything.
No, you just know he's going to speak to his contact. I think that's as
Yes.
far as he's kind of divulged. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to say, like, me and Shiki are going to leave for a couple of days to meet my contact. And maybe you're like, well, hang on a minute. You can't just bugger off and leave us here. After everything I've gone through.
That hasn't happened currently, at least. So, I think probably restocking stuff, and then just, I guess relaxing for the first day anyway. If I think of anything, I'll say it, but sorry, my mind's just empty currently.
Does anyone have any pain, stresses, wounds at the moment?
No.
I have like one stress.
Only
I've
stress.
got one stress.
Okay, I mean, you can
Same.
get, if you spend like a day or two here, you can get your stress back.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
any of
actually,
you?
stupidly of me, I've left that one wound not healed. But I don't know if that would be something I could heal here, because it was tied to the demonic thing. Either way, it's something I should look into while here, I guess.
Okay, so do you want to visit a healer then and see if they can do anything about it?
Might as well, yeah.
I mean, given that Shiki's clan is like specialist in demonic stuff, do you want to go with him to where he's going and see if anyone there knows anything about it?
It's just, I don't know the nature of his clan, so I don't know. Like, she wouldn't assume that was common among
Shiki's
them.
constantly bragging that he's from the Demon Hunter clan.
Yeah,
We specialize in hunting and killing demons.
I'm pretty sure he's
Oh, right.
mentioned it.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Dak. Yeah, okay. the Shiki thing would make more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the exact opposite. I mean, he's telling anybody
Yeah.
who will listen to him how great his people are.
Yeah, that's true.
That is what makes us such a good odd couple of Shiki and Drakan. They're like two opposites, but they get on well together.
Bizarrely.
I can just hide behind all your sparkling teeth, you know?
I would love it's like he's came into this town looking like an absolute mess, and as soon as he comes out his clan house, he's just glowing, radiating light.
yeah. There will be
hair.
someone in Shiki's clan house that specializes in healing like demon wounds and curses and stuff like that.
Yep. Gotta save our people from the demons.
So this man's name is Mauro, and yeah, you'll come into him. He's a heavily tattooed, bare-chested guy, not super muscular but quite lean, and he's got this very sort of sweaty little sauna almost sort of area within the compound, the building.
Right, so is Shiki introducing me to this guy, or has he just got me access and I'm just going in?
Shiki will introduce you. It's like, this is a healer specialized here.
Okay, but gives you a little bow.
So, this is my friend, my good friend Jam. It's like, if you could so help her, please do. Thank you very much.
Okay, be my honour. How could I help you, Jam?
I was spoken to a healer or two already about it, but Shiki advised me you might be able to. I'm suffering from a demonic influence, which, well, and she'll just show him the bark on her skin.
Interesting. Was your skin already bark-like?
Yes, I come from the Fae.
I see. And these other healers you spoke to, what was their diagnosis?
Well, one of them said it was not divine, but the opposite of a divine affliction, and that I'd need divine intervention to heal it. But I thought I could find something at least to set it back a bit.
Yes, I think I think they're fairly accurate with their observation. Let's see. There is a ritual I can perform that will slow down the rot, as it seems, but I wouldn't be able to remove it completely, I'm afraid. It is it's very developed. This is a strong exposure that you've seen. This is not merely an attack or a bite from a creature. You've been exposed to the very raw power of the ether itself.
Have you seen something like it before?
Only in textbooks, I'm afraid. I've never seen something quite so visceral. But you are from another realm. I am not used to dealing with creatures from other realms. But please, lay on the table, and I will see what we can do to make you more comfortable for the time being.
And she will do so. And just ask him, so what is this method that I need to undergo?
It's a simple restoration spell, but in your case, it should lessen the effects, or at least reduce the rate of the rot. It's not strong enough to actively reverse the effects, but it will, slow it down so they do not get worse, or at least not at the speed that you would notice. Okay, he gets some water and pours over stones and fills the room with steam. Okay, this will take some time, he says as he nods to Shiki. Okay.
And I don't suppose this is something I'd be able to learn. It looks like a foreign kind of magic to me.
I spent many years practicing my craft, so if you were able to learn it in a short time, I would be greatly impressed.
I don't think I have quite that long.
He starts to manipulate the steam around the room and the droplets of moisture. To swirl it around and chant at the same time, and the steam turns into like a fine mist, and it starts to glow a sort of golden colour slightly, and then it changes through, shifts through different hues and tones as he chants. And it's as if it's softly drizzling rain on you. But this will go on for a couple of hours.
Man is dedicated.
Yes, you can see why he's so sweaty. Yes, so I mean, at the end of it, the pain is constant with you, and it doesn't really dull the pain as much. But I'd guess the edges of it, where it's glowing the most, where it's actively burning away at you, is lessened. It's duller. It's not burning through you the way it was before. It's just kind of more simmering at the edges now.
Right. So I don't really know. Sorry. I'm just thinking what to do after that. But I guess it'll be quite late in the day anyway if he's been doing that for hours.
Yeah, a couple of hours, not a huge amount of time, but it'll take a while before he's kind of satisfied that he's done all he can. And then he'll give you a nourishing freshwater drink afterwards, because you've been sitting in this heat for so long.
Jam will gratefully accept. So, this magic that you and Shiki use, or I don't know if it's the same kind of magic, but where do you derive that power from? Shiki said it was from the spirits, but do you not need power to bind them to begin with?
Well, I cannot speak for others, but I know that I do not bind spirits. I ask them to lend me their strength in order to conduct my business. And again, I cannot speak for Lord Abbey, but I know that I draw my strength from the dragon spirit Hikiri. And he lends me his knowledge and his power so that I can do my business.
And do your people worship any god in particular as well?
I don't want to overstep what Shiki might have said, but I'm thinking this guy, his particular spirit that he worships and such as a dragon spirit.
Yeah, they connect with all spirits in the spirit world. Well, all spirits that are non-malevolent.
Yeah, you should seek out the most
neutral
appropriate one.
Yep, you do bonding rituals with spirits, and some bond with one type of spirit in particular. Others are more general. Like Shiki's a very generalist, but Shiki's got the main part of the clan of very special techniques with spirits. That's very rare. But no, you're doing good.
Yeah, so they seek out their own sort of spirits to pair with the one that's going to give them the abilities that they need to do what they need to do.
And I happened to see something about dragon worship near the land of the Azote. Is that a common thing down here? I thought the humans worshipped more human gods.
The humans or the people of the Merilith do not worship dragon spirits in any shape or form. They have their own god that they believe in. But for us, the practitioners that know better, the astral realms are full of powerful beings. Some are wicked, and some are more benevolent. So to worship a dragon spirit is not too uncommon if you're seeking great power, but you must have something to offer a dragon spirit. They are ancient and powerful beings, and their souls are older than time. So you must offer them something special or interesting in order to have access to the power and the knowledge that they yield, or can yield.
And was it a great price?
That's because my family's been in service to Hikiri for 9 generations thus far, and I foresee us to be in their service for far longer. But it is well a price worth paying for the gifts that we are allowed to receive.
Thank you for answering my questions. I'll maybe ask Shiki about some of them as well.
No problem, my friend. I hope you find a resolution for your affliction.
Yes, so do I. And she'll leave him with an imitation of his bow to try and be polite.
Sure. Anyone have anything else they want to do in town? No? Good. Right, well, rather than jump into the next part when it's already this late, I think we'll just leave that for next time.
Do we need to do any kind of like travel goals, or we just get there?
No, you'll be able to just travel there, that's not going to be a problem. But I got stuff I want to do there, so I don't want to do it and then we're rushing
Shiki got the
anything.
boat, so
Let's see, indecision.
Sorry for kind of dragging it with my indecision as well.
No, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, so everyone gets an XP. Anyone do a drive?
I would say, like, that part at the end could have been.
Sure.
I guess I ate an antlion. Does that count as a unique food?
Sure. We haven't encountered them before.
yeah, I think I've failed to get drives today. Not learned anything in ancient cultures, and I've not found any information on like the tablets yet. That'll be next session. So no
Well,
drives for me
yeah.
this week.
We were in the middle of nowhere for quite a while, so.
No demons, just bugs. Lots and lots of bugs.
Don't worry, we'll get back to demons again. Especially
Need
now
to
that we're
get-
going to extend it into next year, there's plenty of space for demons.
Yes. More
You
demon
need
hunting.
to take a drive for overcoming your fear.
And now that Raz is cursed, he'll be stronger than ever.
Did Fee or Jack get a drive?
No, I didn't get on drive.
No, not really. But I think from a narration point of view, I think I should add a drive finding more about these reflections I'm encountering.
Right, okay. Notable enemy or task?
The
He
swarm.
survived the horde of insects.
I mean, I'll let you decide if that's overcoming them or not. You just can tell me.
I mean, I think it is. You don't have to necessarily fight something to overcome it.
No, that's true. I mean, if you guys felt you deserve it, then that's fine with me, man. You just can get a point for that.
I think, personally, the task of surviving the desert was the bigger one.
Sure, if you want to roll it all in together, yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I think surviving the desert, getting out alive.
Insane. Okay. Learn something new about a character or the world.
I learnt about Raz's time in the cube. Let's start talking.
I mean, you and him can get a point for fireside for that,
I want to say I don't think so on that one.
but I don't think we got anything new about the world, really. This was just like getting from A to B.
Yeah, just the harshness of traveling the desert.
Nominations for characters that did something awesome.
I like Zad's just like surfing down into the mandibles.
Totally
Yeah, that's cool.
unnecessarily.
I loved Drax's escape from the worm.
Yeah.
Creating his own shadow and jumping through.
I did like Shiki just fainting every time he saw a bug.
Staying in character with his fears, yeah.
He didn't faint once. There was one time he didn't faint. He saw the dead bug in front of him and he just had a panic attack.
So that's Shiki, Drac, and Raz. I liked right at the start, Jam just like insinuating that she just didn't trust Drac.
Oh god, yes,
It's
I
so
love that. It's
subtle,
like,
I just love it, man.
It's the fact that she thought Drac was just lying to her again. Is like, can I trust you because you lied to me? And he's like, I didn't lie to you. I never asked anybody. It's a good moment.
I just thought that.
I'm also I'm quite liking Fee's interactions with Grintuk as well.
Oh, they're plotting. Oh god.
Yeah, like how panicked Drac would be if he was hearing them.
I told you I was getting.
I
I was
think
getting a bit
half
nervous.
the party would be panicking.
I do like the slight like intrigues that are planted within the party.
But the thing is, the main thing what drives Fee is the lack of knowledge, because he knows that you're not giving him information, you're not telling him the truth. So he's asking around to the guy who might do something about it. But yeah, I would argue that Fee is walking a thin line in his moral point of view. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I think everyone got mentioned. So everyone getting XP. Yay. Okay, so like mentioned, I think we've got 2 more sessions, and then we'll stop until January, and then we'll pick it up again for like the second half of it, essentially. It might not be as long as the first half, or it might be, just depending on how things go. But I mean, it allows me to add in more things that I kind of wanted to explore with this, because it's going to be like multiple tablets, so it's essentially like 2 campaigns anyway.
I mean, you never know. We did just
2
spend 4
XP off
sessions
a
in
level
the
up
desert.
now.
Yes, and we did spend a lot of time not going anywhere.
We literally had 2 sessions that literally just went from A to B and nothing else.
Well, this one, I mean, like, I really thought we would have been at his clan and got all that out of the way today, but hey.
Well, I mean,
We spent a lot of time debating what to do with the bugs.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, it seems like everyone's getting more into role playing. You know, they're
Yeah,
talking stuff
totally.
out and not actually going into.
yeah, and
action.
I don't want to rush people when they're just like soaking up and enjoying, you know, that kind of part of it. So yeah, to just have the break over Christmas, because doing over Christmas is just going to be impossible with people, I think. Well, for most of December, really. And then picking up next year and just taking our time with it and seeing it through properly. As long as everyone's good with that, I'm quite happy to do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
okay with
loving
that.
this campaign. So, I was howling in laughter at one bit earlier.
Yeah, there's lots of funny moments.
Oh yeah.
Just glad Shiki didn't somehow kill himself while he was, you know, incapacitated.
Why he was high?
Yeah.
Oh god, Shiki getting high was the funniest things ever.
And now we've got Raz is cursed as well.
Yes.
This is cursed. Shiki.
Completely unnecessarily, you're cursed.
He got
He was
himself.
looking for trouble and he found it.
All right, what kind of trait should I take for leveling up? Now that I'm cursed, what would make sense?
The curse is not going to be a positive thing, so I wouldn't consider that as part of your leveling.
Oh darn! I can't just keep feeding it blood until it gets strong enough to turn it into a weapon or something.
I'm not making you a bad guy. It's not going to be a good thing.
I know I'm a couple experience away from leveling up. I know exactly what I'm taking next.
No, I just leveled up last time, so I'm not close.
Yeah, I have enough to level up.
I did take that just reaching like an object or a hand through the shadows and popping out just that object on my hand, someone else.
Well, so you can like put your arm through and pop out somewhere else.
Yeah, so like now I can like cut someone's foot or something on those.
Yeah,
running.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
Sure.
I don't have to do my whole body over there.
Yeah, yeah. Your character's completely broken.
You know, from like a lore perspective, that's like, wait, how is that working?
Don't question it. He's just mastered the shadows to the extent that you can do
Well,
that.
it's kind of like if you think about it, like these mirrors. Like, say he walks through a reflection, right, and then he was walking down a corridor, and each door was a different reflection. It'd be pretty much like he'd be manipulating it and moving that reflection next to his own, so they can
Yeah.
just move.
You're
a shoulder
finding
distance.
like an astral shortcut. It's
Yeah,
like it's
like
like
folding
sticking
it.
your arm through a window. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's if you're gonna keep picturing Jack's arm like stretching out like Luffy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's not a physical realm, so it's malleable.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
it's arranged.
Yeah, I
does-
picture it kind of like folding, like you're folding it so 2 points meet next to each other.
Yeah. And that doesn't stop something in the Shadow Realm biting his arm off.
Yeah.
I was thinking I might take a spell for leveling, but I immediately looked at two of them being Cam and Awaken.
Do you not have any spells that are actually related to nature?
I don't. Like, I
Okay.
took botany and medicine being like, yeah, that's the kind of naturey part. And then I was taking abjuration spells to kind of counteract the curse. And I thought that would be an excuse for being a healer. But I'm not being much of a healer.
I wish I could say the thing to you I want to say, but I have to wait until it comes up.
So Dark, I'm wondering. Next session, I'm probably going to level up as well. I'm thinking about those improving those reflection things. Would it be possible to have something like, since the pupils of living beings are like windows to the soul, could I have something? If I watch and focus into another person's pupils, could I see from that reflection their thoughts or their memories or something like that?
I wouldn't do that. That's kind of going against what I'm going for with it. But I would like to do something like when you like peer into someone's eyes deeply and kind of like reach in and connect to their soul, you draw them into the mirrorverse with you. So you kind of fall into their eyes and they fall in with you.
Yeah, so yeah, better if we see where it takes us to, yeah. That sounds cool.
That one right here. Okay, so you're thinking, Alan, like Shadowrun when they take the possession, the spirit takes over their body. It gives them all the spirit stats.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, you invite the spirit to come and take possession of you, but the risk is...
Oh, no, it's not you that spirit takes possession of you. You have full control of the spirit.
Well, the risk is that
Like a bond.
it takes
The
that
rest
control.
is, you're not supposed to do it if you're weak, and it's like most people don't have the talent to do it, and other people are also afraid because it kills you doing it. It can kill you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you invite it in, and so you can use its powers, its abilities. You're like one with the spirit, but the risk is going to be that the spirit's just like, oh no, I'm going to use you as a puppet for a little bit.
Or that the spirit, just using it just drains years of your life as well, because it's Your human body's not designed to handle that kind of power,
Yeah.
especially from high-level spirits. Yes, Shiki can go full Dragon Ball soon. Will he? Depends. If the situation gets dark enough, you can do it. Just not against bugs.
Well, I don't know. What would make sense for me to take for my level up for Raz?
I mean, I
Well,
guess since we've not seen your feet, we don't know what you're lacking either.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're also going in for the whole, you've been chosen to get the clans to unite and bring about massive herd as a rallying call, you could have something along those lines.
What, like a captain or some kind of leadership thing?
Yeah, something like that.
I said when I level up, I just look at playing towards my strength, which for me is shadow. Like anything shadow involved is what I try to put my levels towards.
You guys have strength.
Yeah, well, I don't try to worry about covering up my weaknesses. Like you could try to cover your weaknesses, but I'd rather just keep improving my strengths.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the same branch as Drac. It's like improve your own abilities.
Get better at the
It's
thing
also
that
more
you're good at.
interesting.
Yeah, get better at the thing
Yeah.
I'm good at, and I just avoid the thing that's going to be like harmful. Like if I did get in a situation where you use the light on me, there's no more shadows, I would just run away. I wouldn't even fight him there. There's no point. Like, don't put myself in that situation, kind of deal.
Yeah, that's what the rest of the team's for.
Well, right. But anyways, that's my viewpoint when I level up. Like I don't worry about trying to cover all my weaknesses. You can't really do that. That's not like it's just not possible.
And I mean,
I'm not-
that's literally is what the rest of the team is for, because if you all have different strengths, you know, when it's your time to shine, that's the person that takes care of that thing, and everyone else just kind of like hides.
What do you mean? Raz doesn't have any weaknesses.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy.
Yeah, he believes that.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had a weakness, he wouldn't still be alive, obviously.
Well,
I
I
have
mean,
plenty of weaknesses. I'm still alive.
if he keeps jumping into sand pits and picking up cursed items, it's probably not gonna. You find something one day that's gonna kill him.
Clearly,
What?
Gintic would have taken advantage of that weakness.
Should I
Clearly.
just, level up my magic resistance? Make it like magic resistance plus?
No, you're just magic resistant. You can't make it like a plus.
You can take
Gintuck's-
magical talent.
Gintuck's problem is he knows about Vaz's weaknesses, but he's too focused on trying to kill him with poison only.
You
He could
can't
have killed
take
Vaz.
Yeah.
you can't take magic talent when you've got magic resist, because they're two opposite things.
Ah, yeah.
I'll take captain, so in case we ever run into any more minotaurs.
Or you could just hire some when we're in the big city.
Well, if you were in Maryland, you would go to, well, once you get to if you go to the bazaar particularly, you would look for members of the Darbit Mott, which was the mercenary company that was based out of here. They would probably have some minotaurs on their roster.
Alright, so since I have another positive, should my negative just be cursed?
Yeah, go for that. Just when it crops up, it's going to give you disadvantage and stuff like that. Yeah, but that'll be us for this week. We've got 2 more sessions before the break, which will likely be contained within the Medalit, I would think.
Yeah, I picture most of the next session being about the Dragon Clan.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how much will take place there, but definitely some stuff.
Have you already decided what one-shots you want to do over the holidays?
In December? Yeah, I've got the schedule up on tabletop if you look at the pinned one.
Alright, I'm out.
Yep, catch you later, guys.
In this one.
Alright, later.
Yeah, guys, see you. Bye bye.